Yo, what's up, everybody? Rojo Cova here again with another live stream. We're going to be talking to artists today, as well as doing a drawing stream. So you're not going to miss out on this. But before we get into that, I got to do some shilling. I got to do some plugs. So, first thing I want to plug is my website. If you are interested in any of the comics that I show on my channel, on my other channel, you can go check them out on my website. I have a bunch of deals up there, a bunch of comics you can buy right now, some stuff you can download for free, and all that good stuff. So go check out my website, avoxcomics.com. All my stuff is on there. My portfolio, you can listen to my artworks from older works I have on here. Sign up for my newsletter. That will help a lot. And you can check out, my latest YouTube video, which I need to update that video, but whatever. And also in a couple weeks, I'm starting to get all my orders in for my prints from my AWOL comic. So I'm going to be putting those up on the website probably here soon. So if you didn't get the chance to back to Kickstarter, it's okay, because they'll be on the website probably here within the by the end of the month. They'll be up on the website. So if you guys want to buy them, you can. Also, go check out my Patreon. Fix it out. So my Patreon right here, I have all of my my stuff on here. So on this Patreon, what I do is I have like my weekly drops, my weekly pickups. I post on here. I post like exclusive stuff, like full-length interviews, things like that. And I'm gonna start doing reviews here soon. I give updates on like what I'm working on. And a whole bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of tutorials on there how to build a YouTube channel. And I'm going to be working on another tutorial line of books, of videos on like how to print a comic, go from script all the way to the finished product. So you can sign up for my Patreon. I have 2 membership statuses. It's just $5 pretty much gets you access to everything. And if you want to be generous, $10. But if you just do the $5, you get access to everything. Even if you just sign up as a free member, you get access to most stuff. Only a few things are behind the paywall, like I said, like the tutorials and some of the full-length interviews that I'm posting on here. That's about it. And then the reviews as well will be behind paywalls, but I update it pretty frequently. So yeah, go check that out. All the links for all those will be in the website. I'm in the description for the video below. And I think that's about it. Right now I'm just waiting on our guest, Artie Murphy. He's setting up right now, so we'll wait for him, give him some more time. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everything going? I'm actually really excited. I've been getting like all my books in from my Kickstarter, which has been fantastic. I'm just really excited. Thank God I'm like getting to the final steps of the process of the Kickstarter campaign. It feels like it's starting to become like a real thing now that I actually been able to get all the books in. So that's really fun. And just seeing all of it be in my hands. Like today I got issue 1 in, and I got issue 2 I think in today. Tomorrow I'm supposed to get one of the variant covers, the Brian Moss variant cover prints in, and then all the other stuff's supposed to come in. I'll probably have everything in by like Monday-ish, hopefully. We'll never know if that's gonna when those come in. The UPS is on its own timeline, so hopefully those will be in there sooner than later, so I can get all the books shipped out as soon as possible. I've been working on a big project that's going to be coming out on my main channel, hopefully by the end of next week as well. I did some really cool interviews for that video. So I locked those interviews out early this week. I will be posting those interviews probably after the video drops next week on my Patreon. So again, if you want to see those interviews, which are from some really like cool creators, yeah, they'll be on my Patreon after the video goes up. And I've been doing like a lot of deep dive into videos about like the history of like erotic comics and stuff like that. That's like the whole thesis of the video, and just doing like a deep dive on that. I had some people, some like subject matter experts come in and kind of give their like forte and information on that. So that's, it's really fun to work with other artists and stuff. So yeah, hopefully I can finesse the video, edited it well enough so I don't have to like worry about getting demonetized, hopefully, because videos on that type of subject matter usually doesn't do very well because YouTube usually hits them pretty hard. So hopefully I can like work around that stuff in order to get those that video, from being demonetized and stuff like that. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I really been putting a lot of energy on the second channel. As you guys may see, I'm doing like the clippings of the live streams for these all these drawing streams and stuff like that. I've been doing like all the interviews that I do on these streams. I'm clipping them up and putting them on as their own individual video. I got an editor, so that's really really cool. Shout out to him for helping out and stuff. And so I'm slowly working trying to build this channel up. So this channel is pretty much going to be like my drawing channel, more art orientated and focused. So I'm gonna try to record sometime before the end of the month a couple of videos of just like looking at art stuff, like my sketchbooks, some original art, and then looking at books that I really like to read. So I'll probably be doing that once I'm done with this video that I'm currently working on. I'm like almost done with the script. I have like a couple more sections. Probably be one of my longer videos. I wouldn't. It'd probably be maybe like over 30 minutes, probably long. Maybe I wouldn't say it's gonna be an hour long. I don't think I have enough material or like subject matter that's like that's gonna be worth an hour long video yet. But I'm definitely, that's what I'm working towards, is doing longer videos of like heavier subject matter that relate to comics, obviously, and stuff like that. But this one probably like a 30 or minute, maybe 40 minutes, depends on how everything slices up at the end. But yeah. So how's everybody else doing tonight? Is anybody working on anything? What everybody's got going on? One second. Well, while we wait, let's look at some comics. Go grab. Here we go. We can look at this while I have it here. I haven't really looked at this. Drawing a birthday card for my son. That's awesome. That's really great. I always draw. I mean, I haven't. My son is 4. I've drawn him 2 drawings for his birthday. Not even for his birthday, just like stuff that he likes. So I just kind of draw him stuff. But let's look at. So I got this in the mail the other day. It is Art Adams' like sketchbook. He usually does these like every time he does a convention. He used to do them more frequently, and they used to be bigger. You can find them on eBay and stuff. Like I think he would do them for like San Diego Comic-Con, and this is like one of his more newer ones. Art Adams is like one of my favorite artists. So I bought this. Essential Sequential, like the people who do all of his like his art rep. They had it for sale. And so once I saw him posted, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. So I got this. It shipped really quick. I bought it and I was at my house probably in like less than a week. But most of this is like a lot of his cover art stuff that he's worked on. I think like in his like sketch cover commissions. Art Adams is definitely like one of my favorites. And I also am like a fan of his like other stuff. Like I'm not a fan of stuff, like people who were like you could tell are influenced by him. Like Ed McGuinness is one of my favorite artists. And you could see the bones of Art Adams in Ed McGuinness's work. Same with Brian Otley. Like when I look at their work, they're kind of like subversions, or not subversions, like they're students of Art Adams. You can kind of tell that they have that style, like just the way they draw their eyes and anatomy and the way they structure everything. It's fairly similar, at least in my eyes, you know. Yeah, Art Adams is my favorite. I wish he would do more interior work, but I guess he moves too slow. Like that's been a thing for him since like he started. So these are awesome. These are really interesting. Maybe he's like maybe he's working on something on the low, kind of like David Finch, who's like working on that comic for like 7 years that's about to come out, the Skin Breakers one. So maybe we'll see Art Adams pop out with something like that, because he hasn't done any interior work since his Ultimate X-Men book he did back in like 2013, 2014. It's been a while, but I'm sure he probably gets paid way more just to do these like sketch covers for people in commissions than he would, or like the same amount that he would for doing like a full length book. So I don't see why he would waste his time when he could just, this probably takes him a fraction of time to do a full length comic book, you know. But as a selfish comic book fan, I would love to see him do more stuff. Like look at that Omega Spawn is dope. This one is really cool too. The Battle Beast. I wish this book was a little bit bigger. They should have made it bigger, but it's still good enough for now. I mean, I have Art Adams like super huge art book over here, and I look at that every once in a while. I just like to study the way he does these hatchings on things. He uses only like microns, really, is what I've heard from his interviews and stuff like that. That he's mostly like a micron. He just uses the hell out of microns when he inks his stuff. So it's super interesting. I just love the way how he's able to get all this like line art and texture, especially when he draws like his monsters and stuff like that. He's like the exclusive cover guy. Like every time like a comic needs like an exclusive cover, he's always like the 1 in 100 ratioed fucking cover guy. Like you never like he has a cover, variant cover for like damn near every single Marvel title, but you will rarely see them like on shelves because yeah, like nobody like the books he does covers for, people rarely get them, and if they do, they're already marked up like $20 or whatever. But these are cool, like that one. Frankenstein. Yeah, if I had enough money, I would definitely commission him for one of these sketch covers. But I got to meet him at Heroes Con, which was quite. I just got some book signs. It was kind of like a fast, like sign your books, here you go, and then that was kind of it. Which a little disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, kind of just how the nature of the beast when it comes to conventions and stuff. Hopefully, I'll be able to see him at other cons, and maybe he'll be at Heroes again next year if I'm able to go. And I could show him some more, talk to him a little bit more. But it is what it is. He's just so fine and clean with his like lines. I mean, it's interesting how he's able to get such a clean work. It's super sick, man. But yeah, most of this book, as our book, is like head sketches. But I love the way he draws. Like he's like this, like the way he draws women is really fantastic. Just like the way he draws their eyes, the lips, and all that. He's really, really good at that, and he has like a very unique, distinct look to most of his stuff when he does do his work. This is great. I love the accent colors on this one right here, the Blade Runner cover. Yeah, he does really good. He definitely has what's it called? The same face thing. I forgot what it's called, the terminology, but where you essentially just kind of draw the same face on all of the people. They don't really have really distinct features, like especially with his women, they're all pretty much the same face plastered on every single girl. Maybe the only difference is kind of like their hair. Maybe he will do the eyelashes a little different, but generally speaking, the lips, the eyes, they're all the same. Like he got that like pat down, like the way he draws women. It's all the same. You're really dope. But yeah, I need to see more interior work for him. Maybe one day he'll have like another comic. I'm sure he has something brewing up. I just feel like he does. I don't see why he wouldn't, but you never know people's lives and stuff like that. He probably just doesn't have the energy to be doing sequential pages as much, at least. You're awesome. I like the Daredevil. Oh, this is sick. It's a good Kirby Crockle. I feel like Doom is like if you get Doom right, he's like the coolest character to draw. For sure. This is a cool double page spread. Doom has like a really like strong cult following for sure. I need to find like a definitive run that shows like a good like arc of Doom that people really like. Like I try to look it up whenever out there. I saw the Fantastic Four movie to see like what comics. I mean, the only comic that I could see that people really, really like are or not like, but like that I've read was when Sanford Green did the one shot Doom book that I showed off on the first live stream that I did. And that book is super cool, but like I don't know if that's like the definitive lore. It was more like a epilogue to like Doom because it was like the end of what he had going on for what I mean, I don't know where the story picked up from or where it was coming from, but I mean it was a cool book, and I got the oversized, which was awesome. I think I got it signed at Heroes as well. This is cool. Galactus is dope, and I really enjoyed Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie as well. I know people, well, not really that many people, in bad faith were complaining about it. I liked it a lot though. I liked I like that Fantastic Four movie a lot. That I went to go see that twice. I don't think I've done that with a superhero movie in a long time, where I went into the theaters twice to go see it. Not because they're bad, but like they weren't good enough for me to want to go back and like rewatch it. But I also don't do that very often with movies in general. They have to be really, really good. And I thought that Fantastic Four movie was really, really good. I loved the whole aesthetic of the movie. I loved the actors, the storyline. I thought it was really, really good. But it sucks that we're probably gonna have to wait like 2 years, 3 years before we even get another Fantastic Four like sequel follow up because of all the stuff that how Marvel has everything like situated with the MCU. So, you know, it's sick. He does RMs is a really good Hulk. He's just good at drawing monsters in general, but he does a really, really good Hulk. My favorite Hulk artist though is Ed McGuinness. He does like, to me, he is the Hulk person. Like he draws Hulk the best, just like anatomy wise, and like makes him look like a monster, but not too crazy. And it's like still has a cartoony look to him. It's amazing. But see what I'm saying? Like when he draws like women, they like literally have the same face. There's no like distinction, like them like race or anything. Is just the same, like the same one, like Storm right here, and they're the same. Like it's not like there's no unique, definitive like what's it called, like facial features that make them look different from the other females or any other character. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. Like he literally has same face syndrome. I think that's what it's called. I think Sam Keith kind of does the same with like his girls. He kind of draws them like similar. That's a really great. I don't know. Was that a cover? I'm assuming that was a variant cover. That's super dope, man. So yeah, this book should have been way bigger. If they're gonna put like pieces like this in there, it should have been way bigger. Just super dope. Yeah, whoever got these are lucky. They probably paid an arm and leg for just these like sketch covers. This is really good too. What's her name? Wicked. Super cool. She's a cool looking character. I always see people. I've never read any comics with her in it, but I've always seen like people draw her and design her. I need to get more into my X-Men bag. I don't know really much about X-Men. I'm not gonna lie. Like outside of like the movie stuff and like the general X-Men like main people, I don't really know any of like the new X-Men or X-Force or anything like that. Really, I never really was. Like by the time I got into comics, X-Men was kind of like dwindled down. Like their last great run was like Ultimate X-Men, which I read. I actually have a full run of Ultimate X-Men. I got it for a really good price. Oh, Facebook Marketplace. I saw it on there and I got the full run for like a good, or like a bulk of the run for like a good price. And I like filled it out at like secondhand bookstores and shit like that. So this is a cool art book. I mean, if you're a super fan like me, get it. If you're not, like, I mean, like I said, like most of it is just like head sketches, so I don't think it's really worth it that much. They also have another art book by him. It's like the preliminary sketches, which is something I was interested in, but it was also like really small. So like, I mean, to me, if you're gonna do art books, you need to make them big. But I think they made this size because I knew it was only like his sketch covers. Like they're not. There's only like a few here and there of like full covers. But while we're on Earththread, I'm just look at his other art book. This one I got off Kickstarter. I think it's like one of the first Kickstarters I backed back in, I don't know when I backed this, whenever it came out 2 years ago. But when I saw them posted, I was like, hell yeah. I'm pretty sure I have damn near all of our Adams. I wish I would have brought this. I would have got this signed, but I was like, I'm not carrying this at the convention. It's freaking huge. But this has pretty much a collection of all of his work from when he started to now, damn near, at least last, like, I don't know, whenever. But yeah, Art Adams is a master, man. This is crazy, crazy, wicked artwork. So it has like an introduction, him talking about, you know, getting the comics and some of his favorites. This is so thankful, the microns and his studio. Hopefully I can get a bigger house in the future and I can get a bigger room. This is like my guest room and I get a bigger desk. Like this desk, like this is a lap stand drawing board. Hopefully in the future I can get in and get a big drafting desk. Like I was contemplating getting one because I rearranged my little workstation area, but I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to have space to put a drafting table. sad, but you know, it is what it is. Um, 1 second, sorry. So, but yeah, it has some of his, this is like his sample pages that he did for, I think he sent it to Marvel, and then he ended up getting some work for that. So yeah, it has like a lot of his older works in here. This is a really, really good collection of art. Like, I'm pretty sure you can buy this off Amazon now. I don't think they have any more hard copies, but like you can get the soft copy or Essential Sequential. You can buy it off of there as well. But I mean, this is a super good. Like, if you're an art fan or just a fan of comic book art, this is the book for you. This is a really, really good book. Like, I think they did a good job collecting all the artwork, getting all the right stuff. So my microphone. There you go. And it's cool to see the evolution of his style, like from where he started to now, where he kind of found his shortcuts and shorthands and stuff like that, and his inking style. I think he always inked himself. I don't think he had an inker before. He might have, maybe on like his long shot stuff. Look, I have a Forerunner long shot. I gotta look at it. I hang it up on my wall because I got it signed. But so yeah, and I also think that's why he was slow, or relatively speaking, I guess slow, because he did ink himself, which was like back in the day, there like nobody inked themselves. There's just like pencilers, but now I feel like a lot of more creators ink themselves. This is the Asgard cover you're talking about. I think one of them. He draws a good Storm, for sure, but like I said, they all have the same faces. But even his old style, you can tell it's a little different. Oh, you know, he had Terry Austin was his inker. I don't know if it's all of his stuff, but some of his stuff he had Terry Austin inking and stuff. But yeah, this is a good. It's really dope, man. This Gumby stuff is cool. I don't know if I have it. I think I might have his Gumby stuff. I don't know. I have his Godzilla color special, which is like a gem. I've been a good grip on that. I have this book as well. This Batman, Superman Action Annual Comics. Action Comics Annual #1. I have this book in my collection as well. Like, I literally have, I think, damn near all of his stuff. Well, all the stuff he did primarily with most of his stuff. He did like some of the stuff that he did like by himself. I mean, like he did like in collected, like where he's only like 1 or 2 pages. I wasn't interested in buying it, but it's Appleseed, some covers for Appleseed whenever I guess they were being published in America through Ellipse. He did some covers for them, which is cool. It was interesting because I was watching the Mike Mignola documentary about Hellboy, and Mike Mignola and him like were like living in the same apartment, and there was another artist as well. I forgot. And they all like grew up in the same apartment complex. I don't know if they're in the same apartment together, and they would just like always like show each other's work and just kind of like hang out and stuff. So that's really cool. This is really cool too. This is Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four cover. Like, this is like the legendary. I have this as well. This is super cool. Like, he has a very unique and seamless style. You know, it's not like too much. It's very clear and cut on like how he's doing everything. And I really love this like this cross hatching he does to add just like ambiance and stuff. I really like still trying to figure out how to do that in my own comics. I did it a little bit in AWOL here and there. It worked some places it didn't. But that's something I really want to like figure out how to do as well, like using those cross hatching techniques to add more flair to what's going on, more ambiance or whatever. Like right here, like in this, like in the like the clouds right here, and how he's just the speed lines, but it's also some hatching and stuff like that. But I mean, it all comes to time just kind of figuring out my techniques on inking. He draws a killer Godzilla. This is a really dope cover. Like, and I can see why I take him so long. Look at it. He just does all this notching, all this is like, I know that took some, you know, like a week or so just to probably just do this alone. And then look at this, like he did every single scale and like how he figured out how to, that technique to like make his scales look like that, you know? It's freaking sick, man. There's another Appleseed cover right here. And he's some Vampirella. This is really cool. I like the old zips that he has on here. It looks like the zips are like old. They faded out. But this is cool. Look at all the hatching he did back there. Oh, somebody else. All right. Sorry. But yeah, these are all great covers. These are like really good covers, and I can see why he probably gets a lot of work doing covers, because it's just like sorry, getting distracted by my phone. Like he just does, like I said, seamless work, and it's really like eye-catching. Yeah, he's worked for so many different people. He's in so many cool stuff. I really want to read this book. I had a hard time finding this Black Lagoon, because he's just, like I said, he's like, I think he's more into monsters. I think that's what got him in the comics more than actually like superhero stuff. So like you could tell he puts a little bit more effort when he draws like monsters. Like this is a cool like creature from the Black Lagoon. Like this page right here, they have right here. That's really, really dope. The Madman cover, Lady Death or Death. I don't know if that's which name is from Sleepwalker, or what's that freaking oh my god, not Sleepwalker. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about. This is really cool Star Wars comic. The classic Star Wars A New Hope cover. It's interesting how he drew the lightsaber, like the skinny saber from like the original movies, how they were like that. But now anybody who draws the sabers are gonna be like rounded out and like evenly like drawn. And I think I've heard Daniel Warren Johnson talk about this, that like since Star Wars is such like a tight IP, that if you draw like that comic, you have to kind of stay on model with everything. Like you can't really experiment too much unless like that's part of the story or whatever. But like when you do like lightsaber battles, the lightsabers have to look a certain way. Like you can't stretch it too much. Like a lot of those like IP like comics, I think like Transformers and stuff, you have to go through like the corporate overlords that are like in charge of them to get like approvals on like character designs and like story elements and stuff like that. I think Daniel Johnson had to go through a lot of that with the Transformer stuff. So yeah, it's interesting how that works. Monkey Man and O'Brien. I actually have my copy of Monkey Man and O'Brien right here on the wall signed. This is a really cool comic too. Really nonsensical, just kind of like our Adam just doing whatever he wanted for fun. That's essentially what what that comic was, and it's really fun. It's really dope. A lot of great pages, a lot of great character designs in that comic. The storyline kind of just goes, from where it starts to end. I think it's like 4-issue run. Oh, it's 3-issue run for the initial run. I think he has a couple like one-offs and like specials, but it wasn't that long of a run of a book. And I don't think he ever had the ability or the knack to draw a long series, which I don't know if many artists do. And also, like, he was just getting all these cover commissions. I'm sure he was just like, well, I could do these covers. This is really cool. And the Jay and Silent Bob cover he did right here. This is for Crimson #2 from Cliffhanger, which was like Joe Mad and Humberto Ramos's like imprint under Image, like back in the day. I mean, there was somebody else that was under there too, but I'm not really sure. He did Buffy the Vampire Slayer cover. And you could tell like his style started like changing with like the eyes and how it kind of draws the women. Like the eyes get like tighter as he got more and more reps under his butt, I guess you can say, drawing more. He's really cool too. Like how I love this background right here. Like he drew these trees in with like the cross hatching and shadow, and then he like drew this monster. What is this for? Dark Child, the Legacy. I don't know what that is. Or Dark Clyde. I don't know. Chide. But yeah, it's a great cover. This is an awesome book, man. Sometimes, like I said, I would just pick this up and just kind of look at the hatching. Like that's the thing I really like that I want to try to implement in my work, just like this hatching and like how he does everything. But I don't work with Micron, so I can do a little bit for like fine lines and stuff, but I'm not like a huge Micron person. This Lady Death is super dope. This is cool. Lionheart, Telos. So there's a bunch of random comics, but this hair, I like this. How he did all of that, like the curls and stuff like that. I would have got lost in all these lines. I wouldn't even been able to like keep up with all these lines. I probably would just been all scribbling after a while. Like all of this is just hatching. Like he like does his own gray tone, like instead of like slapping like a zip or like letting the artist colorist maybe differentiate the cover concept. He does it all his own. Like that is fucking dope. It's just for PlayStation Magazine. These are like the games that are coming out. Street Fighter. It's Final Fantasy. Zombie. I think this is from Resident Evil, and I'm not sure what the hell that is up there. Sandman cover. He does really bad, man. All right, well, let me just wrap it up real quick. But yeah, you guys really should check this book out. It's really good. I think Sequential has them, I think you might be able to get it on Amazon. I think it's on the soft cover. But these which camera back. Right. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna add our guest. We have Artie Murphy. Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
You hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
All right. Sweet. So how's your day been going? Your night been going so far?
Pretty good. No complaints. How about you?
Pretty good. Not, I mean, you did a bunch of just regular day stuff, and then now I'm here with you.
Nice.
So, yeah. So you're here for your Kickstarter, the Living a Fantasy.
Yep.
Let's talk about that for a little bit. So, how did you come up with the concept for that comic?
I came up with the for one of my classes in my undergrad, because I majored in illustration. One of my classes was illustration, and he wanted us to anthropomorphize like a character. So I came up with this guy who's like the main character for Living a Fantasy. Where's the camera? There we go. So this is Otis the Owl Wizard. So it's an owl. Basically, for my illustration class, I did like a short comic, and it was a wizard messing up a spell, and then his pet owl, Otis, gets the wizard's body and powers. So that's how I came up with like the original kind of like premise, I guess. I mean, I did that, and then I did like a few other like kind of gag comics involving like fantasy characters, and then I kind of just like thought of just combining them and making it like one big world, and then just like seeing like where those characters would go and like how they would cross paths with each other, and just been running with it since.
For sure. I'm gonna pull up the comic right now so we can look at those pages right now. I won't go through the whole things. I know you're trying to get the promo off for the thing, but yeah. So when I was looking through it, I got that feel from it too. I could tell that they were doing like shorter, like one-off, like 2-3 page kind of like gag kind of comics, but then you grew it as you went. So like the first page right here, you see you see like the wizard character, and he is like looking, trying to do all the spells. Pretty much just everything you were just kind of talking about. So you did this during class?
Yeah, I did this for one of my classes. And yeah, it's honestly like weird thinking about it, because like it was just for like an assignment, like a one-off, and I kind of just like kept kind of going back to that idea. I don't know, I liked the character design, so I just wanted to do something more with him. And yeah, I used to do like a bunch of like gag comics on Instagram, just like short, quick, like comics. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought of like doing that kind of like format, just like quick stuff, and then once you do like a few of those, you can kind of like build up a full issue.
Okay, yeah, I see it here with the wizard thing. I saw the story you're talking about with like he zaps his head and kind of messes up the spell and makes the character Otis, which is funny. And then this moves on to this like Dracula. It's kind of, you went and kind of subverted all of these like fantastical characters into like making them into like a funny thing, like you're saying, like a gag, where you play on the tropes right here with the vampire. Like the girl was like, he has to ask her to invite him in. She's like, that's very presumptuous. You think you can come inside my house? And he's like, oh, he's like kind of like a self-confident, conscious Dracula, So I think it's kind of funny how you did that. Where is that like a natural thing for you to kind of like lean towards humor, or is that something you really like a lot, or how does that come about?
I think I've always liked like humor comics. I don't know. I feel like when I'm doing them, I always like, especially when there's like a short thing. I feel like it's easy to try to think of like a punchline, and that can just be like the end of the comic. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I always just try to lean into things that make me laugh or make like the people around me laugh. Like while I'm doing these, I can like show them to my fiance or like my brother or whoever, and
Mhm.
just make them laugh, or post them on Instagram and hopefully get some people laughing.
Yeah, this one right here is my favorite one with the leprechaun. He doesn't have any money because he spent it all on and it's like investing in his art and stuff.
Too
And I love how
real.
you have the Red Robin Hood character, like she's just like out here just stealing from everybody, which is I think is
Yeah.
pretty amazing concept you came up with. But yeah, you're definitely like
Oh,
subverting
thanks.
all of, like the fantasy tropes, and I think it's pretty interesting. And then when you start serializing it, because I read the first like 2-3 books, I was reading through it pretty quickly. I was like, this is pretty interesting how you start with all these gags, but then these are kind of like seeds that you ran with as you went on with the other like stories as you started making a more serialized thing. So
Mm.
what made you go from just doing the gags to like, okay, I want to do this as like a legit series?
Uh, I I'm really inspired by for this series by Terry Pratchett's work. And I don't know. I just remember I was like driving home from work one night, and I like I knew I wanted, because the first like comic series that I did was Turtle Man. That was like my first like graphic novel series, and I wanted to do something different. Like I did like, because that one's like a superhero thing, and I knew I wanted to do something different, and I already done like gags of these, and I just like thought like, okay, I'll just like put them together. I'll just like, because I had
Mhm.
enough to do like, I think half of like the first issue, and then I was like, okay, I think this is like when I had to actually this moment is when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like go back and like try to fill this out a little more, get it to 22 pages and then print it out, and then yeah, I just kind of thought like I'll just keep going with it. I'll just see like how far I can take it.
It seemed pretty seamless too. Like it seemed like even though you might not have had it all thought out, you seamlessly like put it into the story as you went on. Like everything that kind of happened these first issue became bigger points later on in the book, and they all kind of cross paths. Like with the werewolf character, who was kind of like just one-off gag character, who became a point of contention in the book later on. And
Yeah.
same thing with the owl switching places with his master, and he's trying to Otis is trying to go find him and figure
Mm.
out. And I haven't got to the part where he finds him yet, but I know that happens in the books. So like it's great that you were able to do that. Like that's really like a testament to like your writing skills for sure. And I love the style
Oh,
as
thank
well.
you.
It kind of reminds me of like Adventure Time to a degree,
Yeah.
like Pendleton Ward. I think it's Ward. I think his name is. Um, so I think it's really, really, really dope, man. Did you go to? You went to art school?
Yeah, I went to uh Central Connecticut State University for my undergrad. I did like a few different things. I was majoring in like writing, and I didn't really know if I wanted to do that. And then I did like graphic design for like a couple semesters, and then I changed to illustration by the end of it. So I kind of like did like a few. I think it all kind of like helped me with like doing stuff like this now. Like it was like I just kind of picked up things from like each of those, from all of those classes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. It definitely comes in like in hand when you like learning how to write and then draw at the same time. It's kind of what I do. I learned like I'm just learning on the fly to write, and especially when I started like my channel, it was on
Mm.
my main channel. I do a bunch of video essays, so I'm essentially just writing a college style essay every other week. So doing those type of writing, doing the research, it helps translate to like when I write for comics. And
Yeah.
writing's always been like a natural, easy thing for me because I like stories and stuff like that. So it's not like that hard. It's just more making it concise to make it make sense. I think
Mm.
my
Yeah.
biggest problem is like planning it out properly, especially with the comics. Like I'll like impromptu change stuff up as I'm going through, which is kind of an annoying thing that I do to myself. So like I'll have in my mind, okay, I'm gonna do a comic that's gonna be 24 pages and then it ends up being 36 pages because I want to add extra shit in there or like
Yeah.
stuff like that. But so those first couple of like gags uh issues, those were on Instagram.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, like the first half of this one were like gag stuff that I would post on Instagram, like the leprechaun one, the vampire one. Um, and like I would like kind of zoom in on each of them and like crop it so like it would work for like the scrolling feature on Instagram. Um, and then I mean honestly, I post like all the pages on Instagram. I try to like just, I don't know, I don't really care about like I should probably put them on like Patreon or I mean, now that I have it like as a book, you know, like if you want to back it on Kickstarter, that'd be cool. Anyone watching. But I always try to like make it available. I just like when people are able to read it. Yeah. And also going back to your point too about like writing and like changing stuff up. I feel like that is like something I've experienced too, but it's nice like since we both like write and draw our own comics where like we kind of have like that freedom to like change stuff
Do
if we
what you
want
want.
to. Yeah, like I mean if it was like someone else drawing it, I would feel kind of like bad if I like wanted to change it like last minute where like I had like a better idea and I was like, okay, actually we have to change like this half of the comic.
Yeah, I don't know if I could see myself collaborating with somebody just yet because I just feel like I have so much stories that I want to tell personally. And so like I don't know if I would have wanted unless it was somebody unless we like built it together and it was
Mm,
more like we're both kind of writing it and both kind of doing this stuff together. Even like with the art, like if I was just writing as another artist, I would have to like really find it in myself to like leave it in their hands because I don't want to be like an overbearing person to like, oh no, I gotta, no, maybe this will work better. Like I would
yeah.
want the artist to kind of just breathe. But yeah, I mean, that's why I just wanted to teach myself how to draw and write and do all that stuff on my own, so I don't have to worry about that. And I mean, I like drawing just as much as I like writing. Probably like writing, drawing more. I started forcing myself to like to love to write and stuff like that, and then doing it for the YouTube. Like I said, just kind of getting those reps under my belt just made it easier and easier. And then it's just got helped me with my comics. Like the YouTube in general has kind of helped me with doing the comics and stuff like that. But let's talk about the Kickstarter for a second. So what made you like so when you started off with the comic, like you were doing prints on your own or how was that going? What were you
Yeah,
doing?
so the first series I ever did was Turtle Man. I did 5 issues of that. Each one except for the first one I paid for myself. The first one I got my school to pay for, which was really cool.
Mhm.
And then yeah, for the first one of this one, or no, the first two of this one, I did the same thing where I just paid upfront just to like print it myself. And like I mean, I think you've done that too, right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah. And usually I can make like enough back where it's not like a terrible loss. Like usually I pay like depending on like how I would sell it back to people. Sometimes I would only lose like $20 or like $40 at the most. But I it's not like something I want to like always do. And I was talking to the people at Apollo City Comics, and they're all great people. I met them at like uh, IC3, and I knew them beforehand, like online. I met them at Bix Brooklyn, and I just really liked them, and I wanted to work with them. And I asked them if they could help me, like, if they wanted to work together, because they have like a ton of experience doing Kickstarters, and I have zero experience doing Kickstarters. Like, I feel like I was like, because I've always seen people do Kickstarters, and it seemed like that's like the way to go, especially like
Mhm.
for like an indie creator. But yeah, so they helped me out quite a bit. So thank you. If anyone that's watching, thank you, Apollo City Comics,
Are
for
they
doing those.
like a publisher or are they a comic shop?
They're a publisher, or yeah, like a indie publisher. They're
Oh,
an
okay.
imprint of Lesser Known Comics, which is another publisher.
Sounds familiar. Actually, listener know I might know them. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that Kickstarter is definitely daunting. Like I'm at the last the tail end of it. It's like I'm finally getting all my rewards in from the printer and stuff. So I mean, that's nice, but it's just like it is a grueling task. Like having setting everything up, um, figuring out how you want to price everything, how you can set your goal. Like I did all that pre planning, and I still once I clicked launch, I still felt a little lost on everything. And so, I mean, I like you, I studied a bunch of Kickstarters. I backed a bunch of Kickstarters. I've been backing Kickstarters probably the last like 2, 3 years once I found out what it was. And even before you got on live, I was showing off the Art Adams art book Kickstarter that I backed a couple years ago. And it's
Nice.
just interesting how like to do that, but it does pay off in the end. Like I'm thinking about it now. Like I have all these books now. I'm gonna be able to sell all of them, and everything I sell is profit, right? And then after that, I'll have extra. Like after I get all of them to the backers, I'm have a bunch of. I'm not a bunch, but like I'm have a good amount left I can sell on my website or whatever. Preemptively, maybe at shows or whatever, and that's like profit. going towards my pocket instead of me trying to figure out how to break even. Because like you said, I was doing the same thing. I was doing printing out my own books on my own, just like little short print runs for like 20, 15, depending on how I felt about the series and how people how I thought it would the easiest way to sell everything. And then I would probably just break even at best, just break even, And then I had one of my books I was able to, because you talked to Brian on the K Fam group, and I'm in that group, and one of the books I was able to have them donate, and I got a short print run of one of my horror comic done. So that was really, really nice. It's kind of like a Kickstarter essentially, but just like in the group, I was like, oh, if anyone wants to donate, I'm trying to do a print run, and I still sent everybody who donated. I sent them out the books. It wasn't like whatever. It was kind of literally the same thing, just without using Kickstarter. Okay. And that was really cool. And like I got the idea of, okay, since this book is pretty much paid for, like all the prints, so I use that as a way to, like, I do bundles on my website now, so I'll add that one in there, so it's kind of like it kind of evens out like the price points, and it's an incentive to like for people to buy more books at a time, stuff like that. I mean, it's all just like business talk and shit like that. But so like let's talk about some of the like the rewards you got on here, right? So you have some cool words. So you got a digital copy, you get the physical copy, and this is the full book. This isn't just like a singular issue. This is the full length Living a Fantasy book. So when did you decide, okay, now I'm gonna try to put it on Kickstarter? Like after you finished it, or?
Yeah, I did. Also, I did the first 5 chapters. I like same thing. I just published or paid for it myself, published it myself. And I had this at IC3, and I was selling some. I actually sold like all of them, which was sweet. It was like a limited print run. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just seems like people were interested in it. Like I'd built enough of a following. And I was talking to Apollo City Comics. They were able to help, and I don't know. I was just like looking for like any opportunities to like get it published, get it like out there, to a bigger audience. I don't know. I feel like a lot of that stuff, like I feel like I like the creative side a lot. But the actual like business side and like getting it published is kind of something that I don't. I don't know. It takes up like so much. Yeah, it's daunting. It takes up a lot of time. So I don't know. Once it was like a good opportunity, it just seemed like, okay, now it's the time. And I also had finished the 6th chapter by then, and that was pretty much like the first arc. So I figured, it's perfect timing. It's done. People can like back it. It's not like backing a project that's not done. So like once the I don't know what you call it, the deadline is over, like it's already done. So it'll be sent out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good part about being a writer artist as well. Is like you don't have to wait on nobody. You don't do anything. And that was the same thing for me when I did my Kickstarter. It was like, I'm already done with the book. I just need your help to get it to the printer, and that's it. And then it was sent to you.
Exactly.
And I definitely feel the same way. It's just like doing all the business stuff is definitely daunting, but I'm slowly but surely figuring out how to make it all seamless within my creative stuff and trying to have fun with doing all that. And Kickstarter is another beast in itself, where it's like you don't really know where the money's going to come from. Obviously, you have your people who are to support you, like family and friends and stuff like that. Like I had family help who donated onto the campaign, and I have like friends and people like that. A couple people from YouTube. I mean, I didn't do like crazy. I think I did like $2,200, a little less than $2,200, which is good. That was way more than everything. I like gave a bunch of like stretch goals. Like I gave away like this. One of my stretch goals was like a sticker pack, and then my second one was the second issue of AWOL, which I already had it done. So I was just like, well, might as well, because my initial plan was to do the same thing you did. Was once I get to the 4th issue of my series, just do the collector's edition on Kickstarter. But I changed my mind last minute because I was tabling at a convention. I was like, I want to have the book there for the convention, and the campaign wasn't done. I had just finished right before the convention started. So like I would not have had it if I would have waited to print them for the convention, but I did like you did. Same thing. I printed some early copies, and they sold out at the con. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna do something. And the campaign did pretty good, better than expected for sure. I definitely got like when I hit the launch notification, I got like hella nerves. I don't know if you got that same feeling too. You're like, oh man, I just wanted to once it hits this goal, I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't care no more. Da da da. So I mean, how has it been for you, the emotional roller coaster of doing the campaign?
Yeah, I mean, well, I remember, so I was talking to Brandon, who's like in charge of Apollo City Comics, and he asked me, like, or we were talking about like how to set it up. And he said, like, if you want to do like a low stress goal, do 750. And I was like, perfect, let's do that. And then once we hit it like the first day, it was just like, okay, cool, whatever, because that's just gonna cover it. Like, you know, we can get enough for the backers, which is all I just want to like try it, see what like Kickstarter's like, and like and work with them. So I feel like, you know, we hit the goal first day, and yeah, everything since then is kind of just a bonus. And we had a stretch goal for 1100, which we hit today, which is super cool. So
That's
all
awesome.
the backers are gonna get a print done by Carl Bourne. It's on my Instagram. It's like a beautiful pinup that he did of Otis, which I love. I want to have it like blown up and put on my ceiling. And there's other artists I've been doing pinups, like contributing to it. I feel like it's been like an emotional, like, I don't know, like emotion. Yeah, I was nervous like to start just because I've never done it before. But it's honestly been just very heartwarming, I guess, just the support and like people engaging with it, and people like doing pinups and fan art, and you know, talking to me about it. It's really fun. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. It's been
Yeah,
fun.
I definitely the same. Like I just was like super anxious about it, and I'm pulling up that is a dope print that he did for you.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I had the same feelings. I was just like, bro, like I just want to get the funds. Da, da, da. Like I had like set up a bunch of like reels. Like I recorded a bunch of them and posted them. I was trying to get people to go on live stream, like how you inboxed me, and I was just like,
Yeah.
all these people, like people would hit me back. Some people wouldn't message me back at all, which is like super annoying to me. And then like whatever, I was able to do a couple live streams. I mean, I don't even know if like doing stuff like this necessarily helps a lot. I mean, I think it helps get the people who are already thinking about doing it, or it kind of like keeps it in their mind, like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
back this campaign. I'm gonna back this campaign, just kind of so. I mean, hopefully it helps. I'm definitely gonna back it once we get off, because I
Oh,
was there
thanks.
reading it and I was like, man, this is really cool. So I'm definitely gonna get my copy in for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, just Kickstarter is definitely an emotional roller coaster. I went on one live stream talking to this guy's name is Tyler Carpenter. I don't know if you know his YouTube channel is Draw and Talk. He does like live streams all the time, and he's been on Kickstarter for like 10 years. And I was talking to him on the live stream, and he was just pretty much like, the algorithm is so weird and funny, and that the more you're on Kickstarter, the better. Like the more campaigns you do,
Okay.
the more like things you back and stuff, Kickstarter will recognize that you're a serious person on there. You're not just like, doing one off whatever. And I think it will help push your stuff. Obviously, making more money and all that stuff kind of helps. Um, I try to I don't know if you did this, but I tried to hype up the pre-launch page so people would like, and because I saw Jim Mafu do that. That's what he's doing even now with this campaign. I don't know if you know Jim Mafu is
I know of him, yeah.
from Ink Pulp, and he's like a cartoonist, a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
he was kind of talking about that, and he was on pretty much that was his mindset. Is like, oh my god, a lot of people on here hype it, and then and it helps if all those people that get on there back it like that first day, but if they don't, it's kind of like, well, so I mean,
Yeah.
out of the people I think that hit the pre-launch, I don't know how many, it was like a small percentage, but it's worth. So I mean, glad you made your goal. That's super dope. And everybody
Yeah.
check it out. The link will be in the description of this video and all that. So I'm gonna flip my camera so you can get the drawing if you're ready.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Let me get my stuff.
and we can just chat it up about whatever. But I got this done.
Nice.
See if it works better. Yeah, I was reading. I was like, man, you got a whole bunch of cool characters on there. So I'm gonna try and draw some of the characters you got. 'Cause you like I was saying, you did a bunch of like fantasy people, and I thought it was pretty interesting and funny how
Thanks, man.
you did all that. So I'm like, yeah. I just drew this up real quick before I got on, and I printed it out on this A4 paper.
Yeah, I'm actually, and so the first one, or the first stretch goal was for the Carl Bourne print. I was talking to Jeremy Heiler because he did a like sweet pin up too.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm hoping to do. I don't know what the stretch goal is. I messaged Brandon from Apollo City to see what that'll end up being. But whatever that is, if we can hit that next stretch goal, then we'll give every backer a copy of Jeremy's print too.
That's sick, man. Yeah, Jeremy, that's my guy, man. I actually had him on stream last week. He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah. Oh, he's like so talented.
Yeah, he's super dope, man. He's just a cool dude. You know, we got to hang out at Heroes Con this past summer. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's super cool. He did a cover for my campaign as well.
Yeah.
And Ian, who you interviewed, he did a cover. He's really, really good.
Ian's, I think, like one of the best artists that I like know personally, I guess. I don't know. He's just like insanely talented.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was talking to him when I had him on here, and I was talking to him. I was like, bro, like, I don't understand how you're not like published, like a major publisher. I was telling him, I was like, you need to just like DM a editor and just say like, look at my work. Can you whatever, like help me out, or you know, maybe I can do covers or something for you guys or something, because his work is really good. And he's like good in multiple crafts. He's not just good at like pen and ink, like he can paint and do graffiti and all and murals and stuff. I'm just like, bro, like
yeah,
he
does it all. Man.
And he's a really cool guy too. He contributed to my campaign. He did a cover, and then he also he sent me like a bunch of copies of his comic to give away to my backers as well. And I was like, dude, that's freaking. He just did that on his own, like out of love. Like I didn't ask for anything. He was just like, yeah, you know, if you're interested. So I've known him because he's in the group as well, and I've been talking to him for like on and off a couple months. And yeah, he's just a cool dude, man, for sure.
Yeah, I remember because I met him at the first IC3, which was like 2 years ago, I guess now. And it was just like random. Like I was just like walking by his table, and he gave me and my fiance like some stickers. Or I think we bought them actually. But yeah, he was really cool. And then like I remember I met him at the next one. And yeah, just like a really humble guy. And then I remember I was trying to get into Bix Brooklyn, and he knew someone, or he knew this guy Alfonso Martin, who is also another really nice guy. And I was able to split a table with him, which is really cool because that's when I met the Apollo City people again, and they were able to we like started having talks about working together and getting the Kickstarter set up from there. So yeah,
dang, that's dope, man. Ian, yeah, saved your future, man. Sick, man. So you're an art teacher. How was that?
An art, it's fun. I like it a lot. It's funny. I remember like I feel like there's like a stigma, which I've definitely had too, about like teaching, where it's like you like do that if you don't have any other like routes to go, I guess. But honestly, I feel like it's just like a perfect gig for me right now, where like I just get paid to do art and talk about art and like, you know, see kids like discover their artistic abilities for the first time. And it's just been really interesting too, because I was listening to one of your podcasts where you're talking about like, because I had a similar experience where I feel like after middle school, I think it's like everybody after middle school, like people just stop drawing, like you no longer have like art classes. And then like in COVID, I went back to like rediscovered my love for drawing and the arts and stuff. It's just interesting seeing that like as a teacher kind of firsthand, like kids you just always have art classes when you're like a kid.
Yeah.
And then one day it stops.
That's funny. I never took any art classes when I was in middle school. I always like,
oh really?
I like to draw, and I learned just from like being on YouTube and stuff. And I remember like thinking like, man, I want to put in middle school, like my electives, I want to take art class, but I was like, I just remember like being like intimidated to do it for some reason. But I only had like a short stint of actually like being dove into drawing. Like I was probably like 5th grade to like 6th grade, so maybe like 2 years, and then I stopped because I started playing sports, which I'm glad I did start playing sports because I feel like it taught me a lot of different things. But yeah, I just remember drawing. I learned all my basics from just like watching YouTube channels. Like I don't know if you know like, Mark Curley. He's a cartoonist and I'm like an American mangaka guy, but he was on like one of the first people on YouTube to like do like just like the very basic tutorials, like here's how you draw a face and it's how you proportion everything
Yeah.
out and da da da. And anybody, but like what intrigued me because he was doing comics, so that's why he like I went to his page. White Manga, I don't know if you know what that is. He's like another early
No.
adopter. He 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 started off on YouTube. He's like a big platform. Like he's like 500,000 subs.
Okay.
He's not very active anymore because he has a publishing imprint, American manga imprint that he and a couple people started called Saturday AM. I don't know if you know about that, but they're pretty popular. Like they have a distribution deal through a major publisher. I think it's called Quattro or Rockport or something like that. I don't know which one is the distributor and which one is the publisher, but they got a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like all of them they all retain the rights to their books. They got like advances and all their books were like in Barnes and Noble's, Book Chameleon, at one point like Walmart and Targets and stuff. Like they're like manga, they're like full length, like Takuban, like Naruto sized books. And
Yeah.
they had been pushing and working on it for years. Like that was his whole thing on his channel. Like he was like, oh, this is my goal. I'm gonna get, teach you guys how to draw, but I'm also pushing my manga. And I think he did like a Kickstarter like a long time ago too. And I actually have that copy as well, but it wasn't for Kickstarter. I think it was like the early Amazon days. I had it bought a long time ago. But he was like one of the early people on YouTube as well doing how to draw manga and stuff. And that's how I found his channel. And those are the people who I kind of just learned how to draw like the basics from. Like this is how you draw faces, how you make it look right. Obviously, I didn't like pick up that much because I stopped drawing for like a year. But when I got back in drawing, it was pretty easy because I already kind of had that foundation of what makes sense, even though I hadn't really drawn at all for a long time. And so when I got back into it, it was pretty seamless, especially like once I found out, oh, you can do it on an iPad and you can do. So it was easy for me to pretty much draw every day because I have a full-time job like you. And like I was able to, like on my lunch breaks and all that other stuff, just get those hours in. And then now I feel like, I'm pretty comfortable with my art. I'm obviously trying to still get better and stuff, but I look at like my art from now to when I started, it's like night and day. And I started like you, I did like a gag funny comic on my Instagram, the one that I have now. Like you scroll all the way down, the first like maybe like 100 posts or like this web comic I was doing just specifically for Instagram. It was called like Life is a Trip, and it was just like a funny comic about this guy with his imaginary friend and going through a bunch of just like weird situations and stuff. And
do you think you'll go back to that?
Yeah, I definitely will go back to like that style of like slice of life, makes like surrealism. Like there's something that's I really like shows and movies that are kind of like that are like Twin Peaks or Atlanta or things that are in that realm, like Louis C.K. and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I still have all those files because I changed my freaking iPad and I did it on my first iPad, and Procreate doesn't have a cloud thing yet, which is so freaking stupid.
I get scared all the time that
like, they just have the update out. They have the update out right now, and I'm like, I don't want to update it yet because I need to back up all my shit because I still have all my files for my comic. I'm almost done with the third issue, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking update it yet until I'm done with all of it. Then whatever. I don't care if I lose the other shit, but I don't want to lose my pages.
I got way too much stuff on Procreate that like, if anything happens to my iPad, it's like, I gotta start from square one. Gotta redo all of Living a Fantasy. I got that on my computer, but it's just scary. But
yeah, same. At one point, my iPad got like full, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I had to delete a bunch of like drawings, and I put a lot of stuff on like on a hard drive that I have, like old pages from like old comics and stuff that I worked on. But Procreate needs to figure that out. I don't know why the fuck they don't do that, but they don't know. But that's just annoying. But yeah, those characters that I have on there, I use a lot. Like, there's a character I made up in that comic. It's like a little monkey with horns, and I use that as kind of like my logo on a lot of different things.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like it's a little funny like monkey thing that I drew like when I was a little kid, and then I just added horns to him just because I thought it was whatever funny. So
yeah, that's cool. Like, well, I think that's the nice thing too about doing like gag comics and stuff like that, and kind of like, I feel like I'm the same way where like there's a bunch of character designs that I did that like, no one's gonna like remember this because it was like on Instagram from like 5 years ago. But I remember there was like one character that I did for this gag comic, and his like hair. If you read like towards the end of the first book of Living a Fantasy, there's like a Cyclops character, and his hair and like pretty much like his whole design actually is like really inspired by this like one character from that gag comic that I did. And I think there's like just a bunch of other stuff where it's like, you know, you're just like testing it out and testing out like different ideas.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good thing about like coming up in general, making comics, is that you can always go back to those concepts that might have been kind of working, but maybe your art wasn't up to stat or whatever. Like after I did that one, the webcomic, I did that probably for like 2 months, maybe. And I was trying to do like a daily thing, but I was like, there's no way. So I was doing it. It was kind of like by every other day, pretty much. Once because I would do it. The first run I did it in black and white, which was easy, and I was just pretty much was just me learning how to use Procreate. The second I did a second part and I colored it, and that made it even harder because coloring takes freaking forever. That's why I don't color my comics now, because it's like, bro, this takes so much time. I just straight gray tone.
It looks more manga too, the way you do yours.
Yeah, for sure. That's what a lot of people say that, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty much kind of. I have like I got lucky when I first found Procreate, and I found a bunch of brushes that are like screen tones, so it gives the definitely that feel. But so I mean, I have a bunch of comics ideas, and I had this one comic one shot that I did called The Law Zone, and it was like about this character, like that monkey character from that gag comic. I reused them for that one, and the more like serious, like it wasn't a web Instagram comic, it was like a real digital web comic, and I just repurposed them and used that. It was like a little action comic, whatever. And that idea, that concept that I did it for that, I'm gonna reuse it for the second arc of AWOL, because I was like, well, that's a good concept of just like getting thrown into like this area where there's a bunch of monsters and stuff, and you know how are you gonna get back to where you're supposed to be, and that's kind of what I'm gonna go from there. Obviously, I'm gonna repurpose it, rewrite it for like this story, but it's like, you know, it's fun that you're able to like go back to those concepts. It's like nobody's gonna know. Like they're like, oh my god, like you did that already. Like,
I mean, if the ideas already, you just like plagiarize yourself, you know, like use the ideas that like are already there and you can work with.
Yeah, I did a bunch. I did a bunch of like I was thinking about the other day. I was like, damn, I've done a lot of comics, because after I did that one, I was like, because every time I do a new comic, I have this goal of, all right, what am I do next, or what is my goal for this comic? Where it's like either using a new art tool or using or like a story length or this type of story, whatever. So after I did that one, I did a superhero comic, a web comic, and I did 11. And my goal is I'm gonna drop a chapter a month. So I was able to do that. I did 11 chapters. So the whole year I did a web comic, and I was smart about it, because what I did was I preloaded it. So I did I drew the first 3 issues before I posted them, and on the website I have now, but I turned off the where you could read them and just made it to a web store instead of a blog. But when I first started my website, it was a blog, because I was because I don't know if you like, I don't like web comics, I don't like Tapas, I don't like the way this formatted. Just I don't like that.
Yeah,
and then they just started. You said what now?
I just like, yeah, I don't really read them like that, to be honest.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I know people that do.
Yeah, it's really popular.
Yeah, for me, I'm not.
Yeah, me either. So, and then I don't know if you know what Manga Plus is.
I think I've heard of it.
It's kind of like Global Comics, where you can kind of just make an account, you can kind of just post your own comics on there, and people can read them.
Okay.
And that had just came out in the Global Comics also, but I was like, I don't want to put my comics on somebody else's website and they can get like the AdSense or ads off of my shit.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna make my own website, and I mean, websites aren't really cheap, but I've made my money back off the website now that I started selling stuff off there. But yes, I was doing that for like a year, and I stopped doing it because I didn't like the art style, and the story I wanted to tell. Like I wanted to tell this grandiose like superhero story. Like the concept was what happens when all of like a world that's full of superheroes and all of them just decide to leave. Like they just up and just disappear. Like the Justice League and the Avengers all just leave, and they leave the planet Earth with all the yeah. So it's kind of like what happens after that, and then in that they're like the main character is like this orphan kid who ends up discovering that he has superpowers, and it's kind of like how is society going to deal with him and all these like gangs and stuff like that, whatever. That was kind of, it's like a concept I made up like when I was a little kid, and I wanted to do it now because I was like, oh, I'm drawing now, so I might as well do it now. But I didn't like my art style, and I was like, I need to get better. So after that, I just started just practicing, and then I started doing all these one shots, and now we're here doing
And I
Kickstarter.
mean, you never know. Like maybe like that could still like be a comic one day. It's just kind of been like
Oh yeah,
like festering or fostering in your mind.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a concept that I'm gonna go back to. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to get better at drawing before I start doing it, and then figure out how. Like, my long-term goal for comics is not to do like a monthly thing like Marvel and DC. I want to be like Craig Thompson or like Dirk Backder for Daniel Klaus, where it's like, here's a 500-page book that I've been working on for the last 3 years here. Boom.
Yeah.
And then just move on from there. That's kind of like what I want to do. Just be able to drop a full-length graphic novel and then just go from there.
I feel like that's a good goal, because those are usually the books that are like remembered in history, more than like because I mean I'm a big like DC and Marvel fan, but I feel like that was like a thing that I kind of have like, I don't know, I guess realized, or like those, I don't know, they're just not really like the kind of books that like are going to be remembered.
Yeah, it's just super commercial stuff. If it doesn't get like turned into like a animated movie, or it's like it gets referenced as a point of like influence for one of the mainstream movies, it's kind of here and there, because there's hundreds of comics that come out daily or weekly,
Right.
so just because you're a Marvel or DC or even an Image, it doesn't matter. There's so many times like I'm on like Reddit and they'll be like, oh, these are hidden gems that came out in Image and nobody read, and it's like, oh, what the hell, this is a cool looking comic. Like, and I did that the other day, and there was a comic that I saw on there and I bought it because it's like a memoir comic, and I was like, yeah, this is really good. I don't know why nobody talks about it, but I mean, there's like a lot of factors that go into that stuff. But I mean, right now, I think the only thing that I could see that's going to be lasting a long time is Absolute Batman, because I feel like that's just change. And one, is the Batman comic. Two, it's just changed the whole like idea of Batman in a real way. So I think that one, Absolute Batman is for sure going to get an animated movie. I could see that, and then probably in like 5-10 years, it'll be adapted into like a live action something probably.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like the idea of like Batman as like not a billionaire, but like more relatable, I feel like that's probably like an idea that'll I could see that getting like translated into more of like the mainstream comics too, because I feel like that's been like a criticism of him as a character,
beating up poor people.
Yeah. The mentally ill.
Yeah, it's definitely, especially because at the time, like whenever Batman first came out, being like a rich person was like, oh, that's so cool, like it's something to aspire to. But that's like, as society's grown, you see, the political spectrum and who's in charge and all this stuff, people are like, yeah, we don't care if you're a billionaire anymore. Which I was interesting. I was actually watching a video about that, how like kind of like the billionaire class kind of took over, and because the video talked about like the Great Depression pretty much started in the 20s, started because of billionaires of like overspending, the whole stock market thing, right? And then after that, that's where I think who's that, President FDR became president, and he like started all the welfare programs and Social Security and the GI Bill and all this other shit that helps people and whatever. And people did not like millionaires and billionaires. They would like hate them. They were skeptics. They were weirdo. They don't, because they, they didn't like them because obviously they hurt the economy and messed up a lot of people, and nothing happened to them. And then there was like this slow, change in, this propaganda and this concerted effort to like change the mindset of people to like rich people. And then in the 80s, when Ronald Reagan took over, when he became president, he kind of sealed the deal of that whole effort that all those people were doing and stuff like that. It's a really good video. I mean, that's literally what I watch all day, is watch a bunch of like video essays. That's why I do them. Because that's all I watch. So I just want to do my own with like comics. But yeah, it's interesting.
It is. Yeah. I think it's like, like, because even as like a kid, you kind of are like told the story of, or I guess like you think of like the billionaires as being like something that like you can attain one day, like it's something to aspire to. But then like when you get older, you kind of realize like actually some of this stuff is impossible. And like,
it's literally like, you have to like already have a millionaire dad. Your dad has to be a millionaire already. You have to be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, people just kind of think that's a thing that's gonna happen. I mean, maybe if you're Jay-Z or something, he's like one in a billion person, but that's,
Yeah. off your talents and not like exploiting people.
Oh, he's doing it now, but exploiting people now probably. But yeah, at one point.
Whatever.
So we were talking to Brian. I was watching the stream. You used to do tattoos. Were you doing that while you were in college, or when did you do that?
It's actually funny. That's like why I ended up doing illustration as my major, because like, well, yeah. So the timeline is kind of because there was like a bunch of stuff that was like overlapping, but because in COVID I was like getting back into art, and I bought a tattoo machine. Actually, I remember I got those stimulus checks, which were really cool, and then I got like a tattoo with that, and then I was like, oh, like this is really interesting. Like I wonder how you do this. So then I bought a tattoo machine, and I just started doing it for like I did them like on myself and like on friends and family and stuff. And then I got a job working at like a studio, and I ended up leaving that place just because, yeah, I don't know, certain values didn't align. But then, yeah, I don't know. And also I feel like just tattooing in general, it's just like I ended up working at another studio, which I had a really great experience at. But then the owner of that place had to relocate, and I didn't really feel like doing tattooing anymore just because it was kind of stressful. The money isn't like entirely, it's not consistent. And it's just, and it was funny because I remember when my boss told me that she was going to relocate, I had already been kind of like wanting to get into making comics at that point.
Yeah.
And I was in school too. Like it was kind of a lot. Like I was doing my undergrad. I took like a gap semester to like focus more on tattooing just because it was just taking up like all my time. And then I decided to go back to school while I was still tattooing, and they said I would have to do like an extra like year if I wanted to keep doing graphic design just because of like how the classes were arranged. And I was like, I don't want to do another year. But they said if I did like illustration with the credits I already gotten, I could graduate like on time for what I wanted to do. So yeah, I went to illustration and then graduated, and then I just decided to, because yeah, my boss was relocating, and I just decided to like lean into comics instead. And I think it was honestly like the best decision I've made, because I like tattooing, but it was, for me, it was more just like a challenge and something I wanted to learn. But it wasn't really like something that I think long term I would have liked doing as a career. And I feel like comics have always just kind of been a thing that like I keep going back to as like something I want to. It's just like my favorite art form, like ever since I was a kid, and it's really cool that like I'm, people are liking them and want to support them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel that. Tattooing is pretty interesting. There's a lot of just people who work in those types of shops. Like I have a bunch. I have a whole like sleeve of tattoos. So
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
yeah, it is an interesting thing to be. It's kind of like being a barber, but the only difference is being a barber is more necessity. Like people get their haircuts, and being a tattoo, nobody necessarily needs a tattoo.
Yeah.
People go through their phase. Like I went through my phase, got my sleeve, and then I was kind of like, like I haven't got a tattoo in maybe like 2-3 years since I had like my kids and stuff. I might get more as I get older, but I just like I don't have like the mental capacity to wait, get tatted, then have to deal with the recovery and all that stuff. I'm just like, I don't and I just don't want to spend all that money anymore, because now, like this whole sleeve was just a bunch of just like random stuff and just kind of just like got lucky to made it make sense. But now it's like I want to do a full like thing. I don't want to get little tattoos and add them up. I want to just get one big piece, like a whole chest piece or whole sleeve or whatever. So then I know that's gonna be freaking costly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I want to spend that money on that, or do I want to just spend my money on buying more comics or making comics, or
exactly.
stuff like that? Like if I have extra money, then yeah, like, but I don't know, like I'm cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the good work is expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
But I learned like a lot doing it, and I met like I met some people who like have egos, but I met a lot of like really great people who taught me a lot of stuff about just art, because I've honestly like when I look at like my stuff that I was doing, before I started tattooing. It's just like just not good. Like just but and I feel like it was like I like had to get good at it because once like people were like trusting me with like doing tattoos for them, I was like, okay, I really have to like devote a lot of time to this and like make sure this does not look
See, that's
bad.
just forever, man. You don't
Yeah.
fuck somebody up and they're just like, you look back at it, they're like, man, this guy
Yeah.
fucked me up, man. Be all pissed
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Oh
That's
well.
funny. So what you said you're a DC guy. What are you, like a weekend or Wednesday guy going every Wednesday to a shop, or are you like every once in a while
For
like
tattooing?
comics and stuff, for like picking up comics and
For
stuff?
comics. I uh I was going every Wednesday up until like last year, and then I moved farther away from my local comic book store. And so I haven't really actually I haven't been there in a while. I have to go sometime soon. I saw the owner at IC3, which was cool. But because I live local to I'm in like New Haven.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I kind of haven't really been doing like the single issues as much. Like I'm more just like we'll get like trades of something that I'm interested in, or like I'll go to like the library and like um get books that way.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. I take my kids to the library just so they can go play and read and just do whatever. I need to start utilizing the library more, instead of buying books and like trusting and hoping that they're good, you know.
Yeah.
But what I do is usually I know like websites, and I'll just like check it out on there. I'm more of an art person. Like I'm not really like, I don't care too much about the story. Like I'm more of like, if the art looks cool, I'll pick it up and I'll just like I've been reading this Ninja Turtle run that's been going on right now, and it's Jason Aaron, he's a good writer, and there's a artist, his name is Juan Ferreira, and his
Okay.
artwork is freaking dope. And I'm not even like, I mean, I like Ninja Turtles for what it's worth, but I'm not picking up Ninja Turtles comic all the time, you know. And but
Yeah.
he did a one shot Galactus versus Cosmic Ghost Rider,
Okay.
and
That sounds
I
cool.
picked it up just randomly because like the cover looked cool, and I would read it and I was like, dude, what the hell? This is really great. Like his art style is like this like painterly, super like cartoony, not even cartoony. I wouldn't know how to describe it, but it's really, really good. You should check him out
Yeah.
after we
I
get
will.
off. But he is like freaking sick, man. And so I saw he was doing the Ninja Turtle run, so I went and I picked up some of his Ninja Turtle books. And I was like, dude, this guy is freaking dope. Like his page layouts are super sick. His like the way he has his story, his visual storytelling is really great. His
Mm.
characters, and I think he does he does everything. He inks, pencils, inks, and colors all of his stuff. Or at least he did. I know he did that for the Cosmic Ghost Rider Galactus book. I don't know if he does for the TMNT, but I'm pretty sure he does. So I've been picking, like I'm definitely an art person. Like if the art, like that's the only reason I even picked up Absolute Batman, because Nick Dragata's art was super sick. I like the
Yeah.
anime feel he gave to it, and so I was like, because I mean, I don't really care for like Scott Snyder, or like, not saying he's a bad writer or anything like that, but certain writers, they kind of overwrite shit in comics, and I'm like, I'm not reading a comic for your novelization or like your
Yeah.
profound monologues you can put in the book. Like I don't care. I want to see some cool shit
I
because
like
it's
Scott
visual
Snyder,
media.
but I feel like he does that a
Yeah, he
lot.
does it a lot. I mean, he's not a bad writer. It's just like my personal preference is like, I don't want to, like, he does it a lot with, even when I'm reading Absolute Batman, because I never really read any of his work. And it's funny because I actually met him at a convention
Yeah.
out here, and I just knew I didn't like, I showed up to the convention, I just saw he was there. I was like, oh shit. So I went to like the dollar bin, like one of the like the vendors out there had like a dollar bin. So I found all like the new 52 Batmans he was doing with Greg Capullo, and I just had him sign a bunch of them. I had
That's
just
cool.
bought there just because I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I know he's a big guy,
Once in a
big time
lifetime.
writer. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like some writers are kind of just like that. He's definitely one of those guys who
I
that's
think
why they're
it's
written.
I feel like I keep liking writers that like I really like Chip Starsky. Most of his stuff at least. But I feel like it's just nice when like or like Jeff Lemire. I love Jeff Lemire's stuff too.
Yeah, he's a good writer.
Yeah, and I feel like when they like know how to draw the comic themselves, like if they needed to, I feel like you can tell like they know like like how to make a comic. Like if they had to do it themselves, they could, but like they're just using like another artist. And I think there's certain writers that like they don't. Yeah, they're just like leaning on like their writing too much, and sometimes it's like that's not the point of the comic. Like I
Yeah,
want
Jeff
to.
Lemire. He is super dope. I love Sweet Tooth. I read all of that. That was really good.
Yeah,
And I read
yeah,
some, he puts out books all the time. He's like super profound.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, he's
He's
really
like a
good.
big inspo for me, actually. I feel like just his career is like incredible. If I could have that career, I would I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, he's dope. I saw him at a convention out here too, but I didn't get to talk to him. I didn't have any of his books to get signed. And I went to
Mm.
Sable's one time, and he was there, and he wasn't there. I talked to some guy thinking it was him because I didn't know what he looked like, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not Jeff." And I was like, "Oh man." And then I went, and I never got really get to see him. But then I'll see him in passing like the second day, but I didn't stop by to talk to him or anything like that.
Mm.
But yeah, he's super dope. He is a great writer, and yeah, he's an artist too. So like he knows how to not bore everybody with a bunch of dialogue or trying to do too
Right.
much. He's good concepts and stuff too when he does all his writing. He's doing, I think, the Flash book right now.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't really
Absolute
get
Flash.
into it.
I only read the first issue so far, but
Yeah, I read like the first two, I think.
okay. I like that they're doing Wally. I just like the whole absolute, like, I don't know. It's nice when they like decide to do something different. I know it's just for sales, but like
Yeah,
it works for me.
yeah, I like it too. They did. I mean, I've tried every book so far. I think the ones I didn't care for is like Superman.
Oh really?
I didn't. I mean, I just didn't like. I didn't like. I'm an art first person, so when I look at it and I see the artwork is not like what I'm
Mm.
really into, I'm just like, yeah, maybe I'll check it out later if
Yeah.
people give me enough incentive to talk about it. Like seeing Wonder Woman, like when I first saw it, I was like, nah, but I just bought the trade. I've been reading it. It's been really good. I like it, and I like the artist. I just wasn't
Yeah.
at the time. I was like, this wasn't what I wanted. Tried out Green Lantern. It was cool. I think my favorites is the Martian Manhunter
Yep.
and Absolute Batman. The
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter is wild.
Yeah. I love Javier Rodriguez's art.
Yeah, I need to check out more of his stuff. I know he does a lot of. He did like Zatanna. He
Yep.
did a Marvel Universe history thing. I bought that off of somebody off of Facebook Marketplace for like $5 for the whole thing. So I'm gonna look through that. Yeah, he's a really great artist. He's just like really good at design. Like
Yeah.
it's just like fascinating how great he is at doing like design work and stuff like that.
Yeah. His colors are like, I don't know, just incredible, and like the way he like designs the page layouts are just very talented, very unique, and I didn't realize it was like digital at first, but like now that I know
Oh,
that,
it
I
is
want to like
digital.
study it. Yeah, I want to like study it more, just to like see how he's doing some of that stuff.
Yeah, he definitely has like a background in design for sure. Because there's like just the way he just everything lays out, how it just makes sense. Especially in the Martian Manhunter stuff. I'm looking at that stuff. I'm just like, how is he coming up with these ideas and like
Yeah,
drawing this stuff? Because it looks freaking crazy, man.
yeah. No,
The thing
it's
that got me with the Martian Manhunter was the last page when you like do the
yep.
like they
The
had the
light.
blank page. Yeah, that was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out because
I
this
love
is
shit
some
like that.
different. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was some different. So that's some like some vintage comic booky esque stuff right there.
yeah.
The story concept was a little much. Took me like I'm definitely gonna have to go back and reread it because it was kind of heavy in some issues,
Mm.
just the way the writer was writing, but it didn't throw me off much. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the best things that come out of there. Just like as a visual standpoint, comic book stuff is just like really really good. Like I mean, Absolute Batman is dope, obviously, but yeah, that March Manhunter was like a sleeper, like came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I'm a big fan. It seems like Dennis Camp is like on fire right now. Like he's got like a bunch of good stuff going on.
Yeah. What else has he written?
He's doing the ultimates. I know he's doing like the ultimate, um, like the basically like the new like event for Marvel.
Oh,
He's
okay,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he also wrote. Have you heard of 20th Century Men?
Um,
It's
I know
like
20th Century Boys, the manga.
I know that one too. It's it's different, but I've heard good things about that one too.
Oh, that's like one of the best
So
mangas I've ever read.
yeah,
No, I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen it before. Like whenever time I was looking up 20th Century Boys, that'll always come up. But
oh yeah.
I never read it though. I haven't checked it out. I need
Have you
to.
read all of 20th Century Boys?
Yeah, I have the full run. Like I had to. There's no. It's like not online anywhere. They couldn't do it, so I had to
Yeah,
buy the whole collection. Like it took me forever to scour the internet for people's collections that weren't freaking overpriced. So I
I read
I
the
Bodies.
Yeah, I read the first volume. And my brother was getting I think he was trying to get like the second or third one, and it was like $400 to buy it online, and it's kind of crazy. Like, why is it
It's
so
freaking.
expensive?
It's like I don't think I've ever read a comic that I've didn't want to stop reading it. Like I had to stop myself like in the middle of the night to like I have to go to bed. Like I can't keep reading this because it was so good. It's like Urasawa. All of his books are good because he does like mystery type comics, but they're also like sci-fi esque to a degree, depending on the books. They have like there's a little twist to them, and he's like that book was like 20th Century Boys is so freaking good. Like everything that was going on, each chapter had like this like cliffhanger or like something that would be revealed at the end. You're like, what the fuck? Like what?
Yeah,
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
And then because the whole I mean, you said you read the first book, so the whole concept is like the friend character.
Yeah.
And it's like you're trying to figure out who it is, and like the whole time you're getting thrown off like who it is, and it goes back and forth between timelines and stuff, which really was fascinating to me. And I was just like, bro, like I got to keep reading this, but I had to stop. And I'm pretty sure I read the whole entire series in a month, because I bought all of the books. And then once I got into it, I was like, yep, this is it.
This is the one.
Yeah,
I like the just the structure of it too, where it's like, it's almost like it, like going from like them as kids to them as adults, and like kind of filling in the pieces. Love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I don't know how he was able to navigate that timeline story. And then the crazy thing is he was working on those books, like that book. He was also doing like, I don't know if he was doing Monster before or after, but like he was working on multiple mangas at the same time. And like all of his mangas are like high concept and super dense. So they're not like, or short either. They're really long series. So I don't know how the hell he's able to do that. And he's still like living, breathing. I think he's like a TV show he does and all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, how the fuck?
How are you able to do all that? I know.
He's a what?
Artists, like the manga artists, are insane. Like the amount of stuff that they're able to do.
No, for real. Yeah, it is very interesting how they're able to do all that. And I mean, a lot of them would like end up passing away kind of young, like in their 60s and stuff. But he seems to be, I mean, I don't think he's working on like stuff a little bit here and there, but he doesn't really do anything crazy anymore. But I'm just like, dude, how are you able to do that and make all these like really, really good, well written like series? Is just beyond me.
I can have like just all. I mean, I know like I think Ichihiro Oda. I think he's like not even like that old. Like I feel like he's like 50 maybe. Because I think it was like the same thing where like he just started it when he was like in his 20s, like One Piece, and then just kept doing it, and like it's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna do it. And once he's done One Piece, I doubt he's gonna do anything else after that.
Yeah, probably not. I really hope he's not like. I hope he can finish it too, because I feel like I keep hearing about like the manga artists like dying at their desks, and it's just scary. Like,
yeah, I don't know
stories.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, a lot of like Kentaro Mora, how he passed away doing Berserk, and it's like, oh man. So I haven't even got. I'm like, I read about a good amount of Berserk. I haven't caught up at all. It's super long. That one's a really good one too that I really enjoyed. But it has like its lull in it. I don't know how much you've read of it, but
I read all of it.
Oh, you caught up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stuck at the part with the nation is supposed to be like the Middle East.
Okay.
With like the sun god guy and stuff, and there was like the alligators people, and he's like with his second crew with like the witch and the little boy and the female soldier and all that stuff. But I kind of just like I just kind of got over it. I was like, I'll catch back up eventually.
Yeah, I think around that point it's like there's less like horrible things happening to Guts, so I feel like it's more of like a normal, somewhat normal like action comic.
Yeah, I think they were like on a boat or something. I don't remember what they were doing last, or like flying, going somewhere. It's before like Falconia comes around. It was like Griffith is like gearing up to do the Falconia Kingdom and all that shit, but I haven't gotten to the point where he actually does it. But yeah, it definitely was like a little slow, and I was like, yeah, I'm over it. I don't want to keep. I'll get back to it.
because I was reading it, and then I think I looked up like when does he stop, like when did he die, and like what's the last one that he did, and because I was reading it like on like an illegal website online,
Mhm.
and the chapter that I saw on like Reddit or whatever that was like supposed to be his last one was not the same as the website I was using. So I got to like what I thought was the last one, and then it kept going, and I thought it was like the new artist, and I was like, oh, this is like not too bad. Like this guy's pretty similar. But then I got to what his actual last issue was, and then it switched artists, and I was like, oh, this is
Oh, you
this
can
is way
tell.
different. Yeah, it's
Oh,
way.
damn.
I mean, I don't know, not like the dudes do. Like it's a really high bar to meet, but you can tell.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that is shitty though that he didn't get to finish it. Like at
I
least
know.
like um Akira Toriyama was able to finish Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of
Yeah,
just doing other stuff. I mean, I don't know what he was working on. I don't think he was really working on anything like the shows and stuff like that. But at least he actually got to finish like 2 complete form series. Uh, what's the name that did Naruto, same, and Bleach. Like all those series are all said and done for him. So it just sucked that it's like we're not really gonna get his like complete vision or like anything like that. But
yeah, it's
yeah,
a shame.
it's a good series though. While it's around. I mean, I'll finish it just
It's
because. I mean, I know a lot of it's still
it's worth
his
it.
stuff, but
Yeah. And I'm excited to see like when they do end it. They gotta end it soon though, like before the next guy dies, because like, what are we even doing here? Like,
yeah, if
we
his
just finished
friend
the story,
passes
please.
away too, it's just it's kind of fucked. That is funny. That would be shitty though. That would be a horrible a course of events if that just happened.
Yeah,
That is crazy though. I did an old video where I kind of talked about how manga now are a lot shorter. Like people, like a lot of the popular series that are around that usually back in the day, those series would be going for like hundreds of chapters or like over with like My Hero Academia is over, Jujutsu Kaisen's over.
mm,
What else in the popular one? Freaking Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer was over before it even became what it is now. It was like over way before it got its anime and stuff like that. Like, so it's interesting how a lot of manga are starting to move towards a shorter series than but they probably just see like, yeah, I'm not trying to freaking die. Like I don't want to
yeah,
be working at a table for 25 hours and a day and only getting
and
like
die there.
3 hours of sleep, but then every day and
Yeah,
stuff like that. And also, I think the money is a lot higher now. Like the hit series, when they're hits, they're hits.
that's true. Yeah.
So they
Um,
don't have to work that much anymore.
do you think you like more of like the shorter form, like a short, like a limited series, or like a long, like a one piece, like something that you can like spend a long time with?
I think the older I've gotten, the more I like shorter stuff now because of
Yeah,
just like my time and my attention span is just like I can't. And the problem, I mean, showing this stuff is for like kids, so like like it is what it is. It's not for my age range anymore. But like I remember when I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and because Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of the first adopters of like that power scaling tournament arc stuff, and it got to a point where I was just like, this is redundant. Like he's just like, oh, this is supposed to be the strongest person. They hype him up, hype him up. This is the strongest person ever. Da da da. And we never seen anything like this. His power. Da da da. And then they beat him, and then 2 episodes later, there's another guy who's that strongest. Like, you can't
yeah,
convince me anymore that this guy's the strongest guy. And
yeah,
I mean, the same thing happened with. I was reading something, and it just kind of just was like, I'm over it. Like I just can't do it anymore. I think I appreciate the shorter stuff because it just makes more sense. It just seems more contained, even though like I don't know. Like when I was younger, yeah, I could have stuck with things forever and because it was cool. But like with older I get, even with like comic book runs, but I mean American comic runs are different because they do change teams every like 6 issues or so. So it is essentially just a new comic over.
yeah. It's his own version of it.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not reading One Piece. Like I tried to start One Piece. I got to like a chapter 100, and I was like, I still got 900 or 1,000 chapters to go. I think I'm cool with this. So
Yeah, I feel like
I
stuff
mean, it's
like that.
interesting. I can see the appeal, but I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not reading this no more.
I think yeah, I got to. I don't even know where I'm. I think I'm in like chapter 80 maybe, but I was kind of the same. Like, I can't. It's just too much time. Maybe I'll finish it, but it's gonna be like something I'm gonna read like over the course of my life. Like by the time I'm like an old man, maybe I'll have finished it by then.
Yeah, I said like once it's over, then I'll take like a summer or something and just start reading it.
Yeah,
But until then, there's no way. There's no way I'm gonna
yeah,
read. I mean, what Bleach was the thing I was thinking about. So I was reading. I read Bleach. I read like the first 50 volumes or something like that. Whatever how many chapters that was. And at the end of the like, I don't know if you know if you read Bleach or like you know anything about Bleach, but like
I haven't
the
actually read it.
the first like the big bad is like this like one of the people who was supposed to be part of his team, like the Soul Society people, whatever. And he ends up becoming like he's like this bad guy, whatever. And so they beat him. Same thing, they hype him up. He's the strongest, da da da, whatever. And like the main character Ichigo gets all his powers, gets super strong, soups up, and then at the end of the arc, after he beats him, he loses all of his powers, and he starts back from zero. And I was just like, bro, there's no fucking way I'm about to. Then there's like 30 more volumes after that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like I don't want to.
I think that's like
You
the
know,
thing too. It's like certain like when it's like a long running like a DC or Marvel. Like I can see like as a kid I didn't notice it, but now knowing like what goes on behind the scenes, I can tell like okay they're just doing this because like they need to keep it going. Like they need to reset the status quo. They need to there can't be any like actual development.
yeah, they have to set it up for the next team to come in and do
Yeah.
their own thing or whatever. Yeah, it is shitty. That's how it is, but I don't know. That's why I like things like Absolute Batman or even the original Ultimate Universe thing. Like I tried to read, I read all of Ultimate X-Men, which was cool. Like I wanted to see what it was like reading a comic, like one of those mainstream comics when it has the same team the whole time. So I read all of the Ultimate X-Men, which is cool. And then I have Ultimate Spider-Man, the original run. I just need to start reading it because I just wanted to see what it's like. And it's pretty interesting just how like because they obviously they had the leeway to just do whatever they want because they just created their own thing.
Right.
Which is like obviously rare in American Conquerors. Like they never change anything up or whatever. And then they brought it back with like the new Ultimate stuff. So, which I didn't pick none of that stuff up though. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah, the new Ultimate like Spider-Man.
Yeah, they didn't have enough. They didn't have any artists that enticed me to pick up this stuff. So I was like, I'm not picking this shit up.
You know, like Marco Cicchetto.
Who's that? The Spider-Man guy?
Yeah.
I didn't really care. Like it didn't stand out too much to me. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen. I gotta check it out. I mean, I'm sure if I might pick up a trade eventually at one point, but I'm just like, and also like I said, I'm still reading the original Spider-Man, or I need to read the original Spider-Man run. So I'm like, I need to wait because I think it's a follow up, right, of what happened in that. So I need to read it and whatever.
Yeah, I feel like, and I mean, I like his art too. Or like Marco Cicchetto, I like his art, but I feel like it is kind of maybe it's the writing too, because I just feel like there's not like a lot of energy, I guess, in it. Like it's very like beautiful and like well rendered, but sometimes I feel like it's just like talking heads and that's about it.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like some of my favorite artists are like the ones who do like a lot, and also the people who like ink themselves. Like Daniel Johnson is one of my favorites. James Herron, I like Sanford Green's work a lot. Ed McGuinness is like my all-time favorite, even though he doesn't ink his stuff, but he just the way his structure and then his figures and stuff. It's just like I can't get enough of it. Yeah, even though he just only does Marvel shit. I would love to see him do other things, but I don't think we ever will. But yeah, I mean, I like people who do just like a lot and just kind of have like a little bit of manga influence. Like Daniel Johnson is a James Herron and even Sam Reed have like a lot of manga influence in their work.
Yeah.
So those are guys I kind of just look at. I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. They have really cool artwork.
I just like the more you do like a little bit of everything, like the more well-rounded you'll be, and like the better your stuff will be too.
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely the more I started reading Kaya. I don't know if you read that comic before by Wes Craig. That is a really, really good one. I started it and I like same thing I did with 20th Century Boys. I just couldn't put it down. I bought like all the trades like immediately, and I actually then I caught up to it, and so now I've pretty much caught up. Now I'm gonna start picking it up monthly, and yeah, I'm just hyped. And I sent him some fan art, and he's gonna print it in one of his issues. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
So
Well,
at the end of the year, I think.
speaking of fan art, that looks incredible. Like I've just been like looking at it like out of the corner of my eye, and it just looks so good. Like I'm like,
Oh,
really,
thanks, man. Yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna just draw all the characters and just yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I'm about to do some watercolor on
Oh
it
my
because
god.
I the reason that I started liking Wes Craig's stuff is well, he was on Ink Pulp. I don't know if you watch Ink Pulp's channel, like Sean Crystal and all them when they do their live streams.
Yeah, I don't watch like a lot of. I've seen like some of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like the inspiration for this, like what I do on here. And
Okay.
they he was on there one episode like not too long ago actually, and he freaking was like doing like he was inking the thing, and he has like a YouTube page, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let me go check it out. And on the YouTube page, he does these watercolor, like he does his halftones with like watercolor, and I was like, bro,
That's
whoa, those
interesting.
are freaking sick. So I was like, my goal is for my next comic to do watercolor halftones.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I love
Just
watercolor.
yeah, me too. That's like my
My
like
favorite.
outside of comics, that is like my second favorite medium of art.
Yeah.
Of
My favorite
watercolor
thing about
paintings and shit.
watercolor is just like I love the texture that it can kind of create, and I also like that it's like I don't know. I think I've heard people that don't like it because it's like hard to control, but I like that it's like that. Like it's not really supposed to look super clean, you know. Like there's like a freedom to it that I
Yeah,
like.
for sure. Like every time you add like a new like layer, it adds like a pseudo layer to it because it like when it blends together, it has like that texture. I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It looks super cool, man. And then when I see people who are good at like blending it all together, I'm like, how the fuck are you able to do that? Like get all the colors to work the right way and stuff.
hmm
I'm super fascinated by that. But yeah, I saw him out. You should check it out. It's really, really cool. Just the way because what he does it on his channel, he hasn't posted in a while, like in a couple weeks. But what he was doing, he would just talk about whatever his topic he was while he's working on his pages for the comic, and I would just like whatever he was talking about was like whatever. But I would just watch how he was just using the watercolor to add all the secondary tones and stuff. I was like, bro, that is freaking sick, man. Like he is like I don't know like where he came up with that concept for doing that because I didn't even know. I mean, I didn't even know anything about Kai or anything like that until that stream, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. And
yeah.
I just love it. It's a really really good series. You should check it out. I don't know if you've read any of it before, but
No, yeah, I'll check it out. Sounds cool.
yeah, it's kind of like action adventure. He kind of describes it as like an Adventure Time type comic, and it's about like this girl. She's like this mystical arm, and her like half brother is supposed to be like the person who's supposed to save humanity by being taken over by these like robots and
Okay.
like this robot kingdom. And then there's also like monsters and those other kingdoms of like animals and stuff like that. And they kind of like travel through the world and are trying to get to this one spot where he's supposed to be like her brother's supposed to be like safe and all this other stuff. And it's really, really cool, man. I really, really liked it. It's easy to
Yeah.
read. It's not like too much going on. And he built the world really well. Like he established everything pretty early, so it's kind of like easy to follow along.
Is it like a limited series or like a
It's ongoing right now,
okay?
but it's only like 20 issues in so far. But if you buy like the first, like I bought the first 3 trades, that's pretty much like a good bulk of the run, and then I think there's 4 trades actually. It's a good bulk of the run, and then you'll be pretty much caught up. It's not very
Okay.
popular. Like there's like I'm like the last months as I was trying to pick up the issues. It's like it's one of those ones where if you ask for it, they'll put it on the pull list, but there's not like a high print run coming
Yeah.
into the shops. But it's really good though. I really like the artwork and stuff.
No, I'll check it out.
He's writing and drawing it, which is my favorite. When I see somebody who's writing and drawing their stuff, I was like, yeah, I can get into it.
Yeah. Same. Part of me, I always like, I don't know. It'd be cool to like be one of those guys that's like Jeff Lemire, like writing for someone else. But there's just like something about having like full control over it, and like it's like your exact vision, and like that direct like voice, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely something to that. I think it definitely is like it's a lot more fun to kind of just do that. I mean, I think it's cool. It would be cool. Like I liked when I was in the Kickstarter, like getting like seeing everybody kind of draw like my characters and stuff. Like
Yeah.
when the variant covers it, and I ended up adding once I got everything hit the goal, I opened the book up to pinups. So I got a bunch of pinups, and that was really cool to see like people's interpretations of everything. And so I don't know, like I just think
It's
that's
more
really
fun.
cool. Just that's like the cool collaboration with it. And I think, when I get more into my stuff and I kind of tell the stories that I want to tell singularly, I definitely will be open to like having people work on my stuff or like write for people or whatever, or even work with a writer. But right now, I just have so many stories that I want to tell that I'm just like I need to wait.
Yeah, same. I feel like I'm just like, I don't know, waiting. I feel like it's like anything, just waiting for like the right opportunity and like the right time.
Oh yeah, timing is everything for sure.
Yeah.
So how far are you going to like get with living a fantasy?
Right now I'm planning. So the first book is 6 chapters. Uh, I know what I want to do with the second one, and so I want to do like 3 books. That's like
Mhm.
the goal. So like 18 chapters altogether. Um, and then if I can go beyond that, like that'd be awesome. But yeah, in my mind, it's gonna be something that like I'm gonna be working on for like a few years
Yeah.
and just like chip away at it and then eventually like I'd love to have it kind of as um like an omnibus, like a thick, just like complete story. Like right now, like if anyone wants to back it on Kickstarter, you can get like the first arc, the first book, get like an introduction to it. And yeah, hopefully I can get it like again, so 3 books, like a trilogy, like a Lord of the Rings type thing.
Mhm.
Um, but if I can, if there's room to, well, and I don't know, I like it when things have an ending. Like I like Invincible. I like what's the other one I was thinking of? Just things that like have an ending. I so I guess that's why I also like manga artists too, because like they always have, or most of them. There's like Naruto, you can read it like from first chapter to the last one, and then they have like spin-offs and whatever. But um, I just like
Yeah,
when
it's
things
over. It's
have
a
it.
complete story.
Yeah, because sometimes
Yeah,
the
for
ending is
sure.
like the best part. Um, at Berserk.
You said what about Brazil?
Oh, I was just subtweeting Berserk because that dude did not finish it. Not that it's his fault, I guess, but
Yeah,
whatever.
you didn't make it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool, man. Do you already have like an idea of how you want to finish the story?
yeah. I have um, like a punchline, I guess. Like I have like an idea for like what I want like the last sort of thing to happen to be.
Everybody
Um,
dies in the end, type shit.
maybe who knows?
That's my favorite gag. There's like I would when I was younger, when people ask me, "Oh, what happened?" Like they ask me about movies and stuff. Like, "Oh, yeah, everybody just dies." I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
"What?"
was just a
Like,
dream.
nah, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's a dream. That's actually funny. So I don't know if you've seen the show Atlanta, like Donald
I've seen some
Glover's
of it.
show.
Yeah.
So like when the last chapter was coming out, I was working with one of my coworkers. We were watching it, weekly when it's coming out on Hulu and whatever. And I was watching the show, and I was like, bro, I think it's gonna end as everything is just a dream because it's just like another one of those like surreal
Yeah.
shows, kind of like Twin Peaks, where everything kind of just ends. Like there's like no like like overall. There's a kind of an overarching story, but not really, and that's not really the point of like the overarching plot. Isn't the point of the story? Just kind of like the events that they kind of kid on and the whatever they're talking about. But I was like, yeah, I think it's gonna end as a dream. He was like, what? No way, it's not gonna do that. Da, da, da. And then sure enough, the last episode was kind of like it ended with like this weird like dream sequence. And I was
That's
like, this
funny.
is weird. And then same thing with like I don't know if you've seen Euphoria, like
Yeah.
with Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney and all those guys.
Yeah.
And the end of the second season, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, this is probably gonna have like a weird like I don't even know like because the way the season was, it was like there's no like anywhere to go. So it ended. I was like, it's probably gonna end with like some weird season. End with some weird thing, and it ended up with like the choreographed thing where everybody just starts singing and all that shit. And I was
Okay. Yeah.
like, it kind of
That.
reminded you of that show, Skins. It
Yeah.
kind of did
Okay.
that same thing.
I haven't watched all of Skins, but I want to. I feel like I watched the first episode like a while ago. And I liked it.
Yeah, I watched the not I haven't I watched a little bit of the UK version, but I watched the American version when it first came out on MTV
Oh,
back in
okay.
the day. And the end of the first season ended with them singing. I forgot what song it was, but they were just singing a song. I was like, what the fuck is like? Why are they doing this? But
Yeah.
because it's like I don't know what that's called when you just end the season with just like a random like thing that has nothing to do with like what's going on, because they don't want to like they kind of just leave it with a lot of problems this season and not really solve anything. But like it kind of just did, like you can kind of tell when shows are doing that because they don't like that's not what the show's about. I guess I don't even know what,
It's like a
but it's
cliffhanger,
just
like
super weird.
yeah. And I feel like I think they're supposed to do like another Euphoria. I don't think they are though. I feel like it's because the dude that played Fez
Yeah, you got
died,
it.
which is a shame. And the girl, one of the main girls, I forget her name, but she left,
Mhm.
and they're all getting like way too old, and like
They're all too popular too.
yeah, they're all like doing like movies, and I don't know, I just feel like it's over. Like
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
definitely filmed. I think they're filming the next season, but I think
Oh,
that
they
might
are?
be the last one because
Okay.
I think the popularity thing that's the thing that happened with Atlanta because
Mm,
all of those actors were doing like fucking Marvel movies and shit. So it was like there's no way they're gonna be able to keep doing the show. Like
yeah.
Donald Glover's big time. Lakeith Stanfield was doing a bunch of stuff. Brian, what's his name? The one that played Paperboy. He's like, he was
Yeah.
like Internals and shit. Like Zazie Beats was Domino. Like they're all big time artists. I mean, actors. So it's like there's no way they're gonna be able to do this show. Like no
No.
matter how fun they're having, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a good thing, I guess. Like Zendaya is
Yeah.
like A-list. Like she's in every freaking thing now.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I don't think. I mean, she's getting paid a lot for sure. I saw a report, I think like $1 million an episode, something like that. But
Damn.
it's kind of like, yeah, there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
I think like,
They got too successful.
are you MCU person? I think we're probably around the same age. So I know you grew up with all that.
Yeah. I uh I'll love it like no matter what, or I don't have to love it, but it's I grew up with it, so there's always gonna be like the nostalgia and um yeah, I don't know. It's definitely dropped off a little bit in quality.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm a fan. I'll always
Are
be a
you have
fan.
you been keeping up with the movies and stuff? Like, do you still go to the movies when they come out, or are you kind of are waiting now?
Um well, me and my brother have like a tradition of just like going to see each one like as it comes out. The only ones that I've missed are Thor 2 and what was the other one? I think I missed Ragnarok in theaters. So like the two Thor movies. Every
There's
other one
one.
I've like seen in theaters as it came out.
If there's one Thor movie to see in theaters, that was Ragnarok. All the rest of them you can keep. The rest of them were
Well,
kind of
actually,
ass.
I think I was working. I used to work at the movie theater when it came out, and I think I was just like, I don't know. I think I like kept catching bits of it and like spoiling it for myself. And I was like, "There's no point in even like seeing it at this point."
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ragnarok was I saw that one in theaters. I'd seen most of them in theaters also, but then I kind of fell off on a lot of them. But now I kind of not because of quality, just because of timing and just not being able to go and see them. But I mean, I'm not. I'm still a fan, just like you. Like I'm gonna go see them regardless if they're what
yeah.
people are saying about them, just because I'm just like hyped to see stuff. Like I've
Even if
I've
yeah, even if it's bad
I've
too, I want to
yeah,
see
I
it.
kind of fell in like I'm kind of like I don't know if you know Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
He he has a podcast I used to watch a lot back in the day. And was always talking about how he's just like happy to see whatever at the time he was talking about on in theaters. And I'm kind of the same way. Whereas like when I was younger, we weren't getting these type of movies like superhero stuff. So it's fun to see that they're out. Like I'm not super into like all the people do all this stupid ass like culture war shit and all this other stuff. Like if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. It is what it is. It has nothing to do with like whatever you think it is.
mm,
And I mean, like objectively speaking, most of the Marvel movies aren't horrible. They're just not like some of them are just not up to par with what we're used to seeing, with certain movies. But even then, if you really go back and watch some of those older Marvel movies, some of them aren't that good. Like a lot of the Thor movies to me are not that good. Like I think the first one's okay, the second one isn't very good, the third one's really good, and the fourth one was bad. And two of those came out before Endgame. So like even like the Iron Man movies, like the first two Iron Man movies are cool, or the first one's really, really good. The second one is okay, and then the third one, and I think there's a fourth one. They're like it's like they're trying to sell toys, like or something. Like there's like a bunch
Yeah.
of suits and all this extra shit, and it's like I don't think I saw those in theaters, but I just remember it's like, yeah, these aren't great. Even like I think it like out of all the MCU movies, only a few of them have like really good runs. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is really good. All those movies are really good. All the
Yeah.
Captain America movies are really good, in my opinion. I mean, some people don't like the first one, but I
I
like
like the
all of
first.
those. The first Ant-Man was good. The second one wasn't very good. I think they came out after Infinity War, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not all of them were like perfect movies. They were just cool, and then they were new, and they were like the hype machine was behind a lot of it, so people were like really liking it, so they can they'll like use their nostalgic glasses on all that stuff. But
Yeah.
you look back, a lot of that stuff wasn't like the best.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it is like a lot of nostalgia, but like, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for like the DC stuff too. I feel like that's like it's cool seeing it kind of like happening again. Like they're like rebuilding or they're building like a new universe. And it seems like that one's like I know James Gunn has said like none of the projects are gonna like move forward unless the script is good, which is cool. You know, like that's because I feel like that's like what the MCU's been getting like criticized for is like they're just focused on like quality over or no quantity over quality. And
Yeah,
people
for
are
sure.
kind of noticing that.
Yeah, well, I think the worst thing they did was kind of like they should after Infinity War, they probably should have just took a quick little break.
I think so.
But I
Yeah,
think what fucked them up was one, Disney Plus came out and they probably were like, yeah,
we
we need
got
to
to
get
do
some
this.
shit on this so we can get this
Yeah,
damn app up. Two, people forget and act like COVID didn't happen and like that didn't have an effect on all these movies. Because I was thinking about it, like all the movies now, like there's been like this summer was probably like the best summer in movies in a long time. Like I think when
yeah,
this summer I went like first it started off with like Sinners. I don't know if you went to go see Sinners, but Sinners was
yeah.
like
That was
fucking
incredible.
fantastic. I saw that shit like I
Yeah.
saw it twice. Like I was like, this is one of the best movies I think I've seen in a long time. Just original concept, great movie, acting, the whole 9 yards, right?
Mhm.
And then we got Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was really, really good. I
Yep.
really, really enjoyed Thunderbolts. It was a really good story, had great characters, everything. And then Fantastic Four was really good. Superman was dope. And then
Yeah.
even like all the horror movies that are coming out, Together. I just finished watching that the other night. That's a
Yeah.
great movie. I need to go see Weapons still, but I've heard nothing but good things about that.
Weapons. I think Weapons was like my favorite movie. That and like Superman. I think those are like my favorite movies of the summer.
I need to go check it out. I've heard like all those movies are really, really good. Even on the TV front, like Alien Earth. Are you watching Alien Earth?
No, I've been meaning to check it out. But I
Yeah,
haven't yet.
yeah. I've been keeping up with that every week. Peacemaker. I'm watching that super, super dope. Like,
Yep.
there's many more other shows that I've watched this year, and it's like they're just so good. And I think it's because like I think Hollywood. I mean, even the strikes and all that shit was happening also. So like all that stuff comes into play. People just don't think about that. Like that really had an effect on like the industry as a whole, on how everything was supposed to like maneuver with all these studios and all that stuff. And people I think is starting to recover now. So I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I've been enjoying it as a movie fan, as a
Yeah.
a fan of all that type of entertainment. I think Marvel will
Same.
be fine. I think like Fantastic Four was really good. Even though people really talk about like, which is so weird. I hate this like whole box office thing. Just like trying to figure anything to kind of bring thing down like Marvel or whatever down. But it's like not
Yeah.
every movie's gonna do fucking $1 billion. Like I don't know why that's like a norm, but it shouldn't be because I don't think that's not a thing that happens all the time. That's why it's like a record breaking thing. You know?
Yeah. I think the day of like superhero movies making like $1 billion because I think like because it used to be like all the like Spider-Man,
Mhm.
Far From Home, Captain Marvel. There was like another one. They were all like
Black
making like
Panther.
$1 billion like back to back.
Black Panther.
Um,
I think that was
yeah,
the other one.
yeah, and like that was all like pre-COVID, and I feel like ever since I don't know, it's just not really like a thing that's gonna happen. I wonder. I mean, the Doomsday movie that might maybe, but I feel like it won't.
Yeah,
To
I
be honest.
think like the only superheroes that are singularly going to make $1 billion or should is only Spider-Man and Batman because they have like this
Yeah,
the
the
social
fans.
cachet behind them.
Yeah,
But anything else is gonna have to be a team movie. Like if the Avengers movie doesn't do $1 billion, then there's going to be a lot of questions that are going to have to be had about the superhero genre as a whole.
Yeah.
Which I don't see. I mean, if they kind of dive back down and kind of go back to regular, I don't think that's going to be a bad thing, because I feel superhero movies kind of messed up Hollywood just a little bit, because if you see like a lot of genres that were kind of popular that would come on theaters don't come on theaters anymore, like rom-coms and like stuff like that. Like comedy movies are not even in theaters at all anymore. They're all just straight to streaming platforms, even if they're good. So
Yeah,
like,
true.
some genres are kind of gone because a lot of studios are not trying to invest money in those type of movies anymore. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, things come and go. I think super comics are never going to go away because they just make too much money. Just even on the low end, like freaking Fantastic Four and Superman still made like 300, 400, 500 million dollars. Like, it wasn't like they were a bust. They just didn't make it all in the freaking same day. And those studios like are gonna make their money back, just through merchandising and things like that. That's why they're gonna keep making those movies.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just nice to see that, like, just felt really good to see like a Superman movie that was like that and like resonated with people. Because I'm a huge Superman fan, and the last like decade has been not the best for that dude. So I'm glad that James Gunn's in charge and like doing good stuff, and like, because honestly I feel like it could be like how the MCU was 10 years ago. Like, I think they got like the right, like, good people in charge. I mean, it's the fucking DC characters. Like, it's crazy that like the Justice League movie didn't make $1 billion when that came out. That was like a box office flop when it came out. Like,
it just had so much bad press behind it and all this Zack Snyder stuff, and they're just like, they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, just everything about it. Like, they shouldn't even like had him start it, to be honest. Like, they shouldn't have had him do like Man of Steel and like have that be like their Iron Man. Just like from the get-go, like, bad. But it's over. It's over with. They got James Gunn now. It's seems good.
Yeah, I think he's gonna lead in a good direction. I mean, I like Peacemaker. I like that superhero. I'm a Superman. What they did and how he planted the seeds for all the other movies and characters and stuff like that. It's like Mr. Terrific. I like that he was in there. He kind of like stole the show for me.
Yeah.
But even like Hawk Girl and Garth, what's his name? The Green Lantern character was really dope as well. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I definitely think it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Hopefully it makes more money. And then we still have like the Matt Reeves Batman stuff, which I'm excited about. That movie, the first one was really good. So I'm excited to see what he kind of does with this next one. And then like, all that stuff.
Yeah, same. Yeah, and I don't think superhero movies are ever gonna go away. Like, it's just gonna be like different versions.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see more like low budget superhero type movies and see what like people can kind of come up with. And I feel like if we do more, there's more low budget ones, we'll be able to see other type of superhero characters, not just Marvel DC stuff on the big screen or like TV shows. Like, I'm glad like The Boys kind of got their own thing, even though the show is way different than the comic. Like, I don't know if you read the comic. The comic is not very good at all. I didn't like the comic. I read the whole thing and I did not enjoy it one bit.
Yeah, no, I really read like the first volume. But everything I've seen from it, it just seems like kind of just like edgy for the sake of being edgy.
Yeah, it's definitely very crass and like, oh, we're just gonna do the most fucked up stuff and just shit on superheroes and make them look stupid. Like, I mean, I like Garth Ennis as a writer. Like, I liked Preacher. I read a good amount of Preacher, but yeah, what he did in that was just like, come on, like, yeah, it's definitely like, I'm just gonna do the most craziest, cringy stuff just because I can. But I like how the show, they kind of took that and do what they're doing with it right now. So I'm excited to see how they finish it out. I think the spin-off show is about to come this season. The college one's supposed to come out, I think, sometime soon.
That one was pretty good too.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah. That's another one where like one of the actors passed away too. Just a shame.
Yeah, that was like the same summer, like the exact same summer, I think, as when Oh Boy passed away from Euphoria, and he died like in a bike accident. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah. But the crazy thing about like with Euphoria and with that one is those characters, you don't like, when in the show you don't really know their fate. So like,
right, yeah,
it's easy for them to kind of like Fez, like all you saw was the cops coming. You don't like they can pretty sure right off as they just shot him too. Same thing with the little boy. So it's like, I mean, it's easy workarounds they did with the. Well, I don't remember if in the end of the boys spinoff show if that guy shows up, because I know they end up in like that weird
Oh,
tanks. I don't know if he was in that scene or not. I don't think he was though
yeah, I'm not
when they
sure.
wake up. But yeah, all that is just like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shitty coincidence that all those they passed away at that time.
Yeah. Just sucks when stuff like that happens. And
Yeah, I mean when Chadwick Boseman passed away, I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, that really got me. Like, especially because like just would never have thought like I don't know, he just always seemed like so like young and like vibrant, I guess. Like I wouldn't have thought that he was dealing with that.
Super sick. Yeah, for like his whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily he has a huge catalog of movies you can go back and watch his, performances in, but that sucks because like I mean, Black Panther was just like a cultural phenomenon when it came out. Everybody like that watched it really loved it. I mean, I remember when they first showed him in the trailer of Civil War, like that was like,
it was insane.
That's
yeah.
fucking Black Panther. And then the next one they show Spider-Man, like what the fuck, Spider-Man? Oh my! Like I never thought I would ever see Spider-Man in the MCU because of all the rights stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and honestly,
I was just like,
I feel like that's the stuff too that like as I've gotten older, like that's like the stuff that I feel like I'm interested in is like the behind the scenes. Like I remember when I was a kid and I was like, why is the X-Men not in the Avengers movies? Like why are they not crossing over? And then finding out like, oh, there's like rights and they sold off the rights and like so they're both Marvel, but like they don't have the rights to like use them. And I was like, that's so weird but like fascinating to like how like all this behind the scenes stuff is like what's affecting the end
our
product.
enjoyment.
Yeah,
that is weird and kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But now Disney owns everything, so now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
I guess so. Yeah, they're gonna buy DC next.
Yeah, they own damn near every IP in the universe. So we're getting all this freaking Alien and Predator stuff, which I'm not mad about, but it's also just like that's kind of like it's
weird.
They kind of own everything. Yeah.
Honestly, I think there is gonna be a Marvel DC thing at some point too. I would not be surprised if they.
I don't know. I mean, Warner Bros. Is a big company, so I don't know if they'll have to ever do that. I hope not. That would be shitty.
Yeah,
because I don't think one company. I don't even know how that's even legal. How they're able to do that. I feel like like monopoly rules or laws. I mean, I don't know how all that works, but I don't know how the fuck.
I don't know. I remember when they bought Fox, there was like a whole question of that, like the legality of like one company owning so much stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
They
I think
literally own every IP.
Yeah, I mean they have like again. I feel like the DC stuff could just be like it could be really good. The whole team, the characters that they've got, like it's just a perfect recipe.
Yeah, I think so. I think they got it. I mean, they got their Superman. He's young. He's like an unknown actor, or relatively speaking at the time. So I think they got what they're gonna. They just got to make sure. But the thing is that Warner Bros. Has a tendency to just fuck everything up. So, we'll see what happens with that. But I think as long as the movies are making money, I think that James Gunn kind of, as long as he's still killing it, like it's like if the second Superman movie comes out is just like shit, then it's gonna be bad. Because I mean, I know they did a whole Batgirl movie, and they just shelved it.
Yeah,
and I was like, what? I would love to see that. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
So
I think we'll see. I can't even imagine like if like living a fantasy or any of the stuff that I've done, it just got like deleted one day and like you're just like it's like illegal to show anyone. Like that's pretty fucked up.
Just did you use it as like a tax write-off or something? It had like Brandon Fraser was in there, and then I don't know the girl who played Batgirl, but I was like, dude, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for all the people like all the movies that were coming out once they announced like the DCU is over with, like Blue Beetle. Like the Blue Beetle was really good, and it just kind of like got fucked over because they were just like, yeah, this is over with. Like none of this matters.
Yeah.
which is super shitty. I mean, you know, even though Ezra Miller is kind of a fucked up individual, that Flash movie, I really liked the Flash movie. I don't know if you saw it, but I enjoyed it for what it was worth.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the Ezra Miller stuff kind of like didn't help my enjoyment of it, I guess. Like, but again, it's like that stuff. It's like the behind the scenes stuff that's always like, I guess I feel like I'm just like too aware of some of that stuff. Like I'm always like looking up articles and listening to videos about, you know, the goings ons of the of Warner Brothers and whatever. It is interesting how all this stuff comes together.
Yeah.
But
There's a
sometimes
lot
it
of
affects
like
my enjoyment.
corporate interest on certain things above other things, and dot dot dot. So so it's that like our enjoyment is predicated on whether or not someone wants to spend some certain amount of money, or if it's gonna make toys or like whatever. Like that's why like the original Teen Titans show got canceled because it wasn't selling enough toys. The same thing with like the Static Shock show when that was
Really?
out. Yeah, because it wasn't selling enough toys or merchandise. That's like I think what with Teen Titans, the reason show got greenlit was because it had a deal with some toy company and it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. I think that same thing happened with Young Justice when his first run, because it's like you know the whole toy thing. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, what the like that is
Kinda
so
makes
crappy.
me- Yeah. I know, that's so weird. Well, I feel like that's also why like I don't really care about like the box office stuff, but it is interesting because like that will determine like what happens with the movies.
Yeah, for sure. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like that's just what the CEOs of it like. They just care if it makes money.
That's the interesting thing about Kickstarter too, that you kind of
Yeah.
get to see like where your traction is coming in, where like people are like where they're supporting from, where they're coming from, you know, all that stuff. I found that very fascinating. Even like when I do like that's a big thing that I've been learning from doing YouTube is like how to draw in an audience. Like I do all my own thumbnails, I title all of my own stuff, I edit all my own stuff. So seeing like what works, what videos work and what videos don't work is always fascinating, especially like when I was first starting and I was like still trying to figure out what kind of videos I want to do and you know how to do all that stuff and seeing like what worked and what didn't. Like I would do a video about a topic or say like it was about a creator, right? And it would do really good. And then I'll do another video. Like, okay, well, people maybe they want to see you do a bio about a creator. Then I'll do another video and about another artist or whatever, and it wouldn't do shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, so or I'll use a certain type of thumbnail and then on one video, and then on the next video, that same thumbnail that did really good on one video didn't do the same thing for everything else for that other video. And so it's just a really weird thing. But I mean, I think now I'm at a good point. I kind of have like
a formula.
Kind of down, yeah, but obviously, like you know what you know how the internet works, with algorithms and stuff. You never really know, how you know things change and just what's trending and what's in vogue always changes, especially with those type of things. So it is a learning curve, but what I'm trying to do is just like build an audience of like people that want to read comics and are interested in comics, so they can come check out my comics essentially. And then that's why I even like I don't know if I said this earlier, but that's why I'm doing this channel, so I can have people know that I'm an artist, not just a writer or whatever, what they think I am for the main channel. And then like being able to do things like this, like have artists and talk to them and draw with them and you know help them promote stuff or whatever the hell they want to do, because I think that is something that's needed in these spaces, like especially with like indie artists, because it's really hard to come by promotion or like doing stuff like that, and getting the word out, even if it's just like a little bit, helps a lot, you know.
I mean, I appreciate it, and I honestly I feel like you're really smart for doing it that way. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, like just doing as much as you can, like whatever you can, like even if I get like just like one backer from this, you know, that's, and even if I don't, you know, that's cool. At least other people are aware of us, and that's cool.
Yeah, and even like right now, maybe you might not get back, but once they'll find your Instagram, and then you'll have something up for sale in a couple months, like of the book or whatever, you know. I think that's something that
out there,
just having like this like digital footprint of this, like interviews or whatever you got going on. I think that helps a lot. I mean, like I went to this convention, I did a couple interviews, and that was really cool. And then like the one of the guys, he just posted it on his Instagram and or on his YouTube, and I was like that was really cool.
Mm.
And then even when I was at Heroes Con, I was doing mini interviews for people. I'm just posting them on my Instagram and like tagging them and stuff. So I don't know. I just think it's just having that
That's
collection of like stuff. It just
yeah,
helps, and I think people appreciate when you do that for them, and then when you do it for, for you, it's kind of like a trade off,
yeah. No, I think that's how I think I found your Instagram was from the video that you were doing with people from HeroesCon.
Mhm.
Or I think I'd seen you on like other stuff before then too, but like that definitely like put you more on my radar. But yeah, if like yeah, putting yourself out there and like just seeing what works. Yeah, I think you got definitely a very like entrepreneurial um approach to it, which is definitely
Yeah, I mean, I tried to keep kind of do it as a business because when I first got back into this space, I was in more of like the indie manga space, and a lot of that was kind of just like, or not just those people, but just in general, people are I have a hard time trying to figure out how to get their stuff out there, and then they don't want to do the extra stuff of like doing these promotions, doing all this extra stuff. I feel like they
yeah,
think it's gonna take time from their art, which in some cases it can.
yeah,
The last couple years I've been able to figure out how to do this stuff, do the YouTube, and maintain my scheduling. Where when I don't like, if I'm tired or if I don't feel like doing something, I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm not gonna force myself to do it.
mm,
One and then like I have like my priority list, and I mean scheduling is like a big thing. I feel like people don't really utilize a lot.
yeah,
Like I schedule everything out. Like I make sure everything is the way it needs to be. Where it's just like when I'm working on my comics, I'm going to like say like for like I just finished issue 3, or I'm almost done with it. I'm doing this gray tones, right? But since I
mm,
finished inking it, now I'm about to move into working on this next video that I'm about to start doing. So I started doing that. I'm writing the script for that. Once I'm done doing that video, I'm gonna go and finish doing whatever, like finish the thumbnails or the screen tones for my comment, and then move on to penciling issue 4. And then once I'm done with all the pencils for issue 4, I'll stop and I'll start working on the next video or concept if I have it done, or like my concept worked out, and just I kind of just do it in like weekly increments, like little
mm,
short goals. So like boom, all right, I penciled all these pages. All right, now I'm gonna take a break, take like a week, work on this video. All right, boom, done with that video. All right, now I'm gonna take these next 2 weeks, whatever, to work, finish up the comic, and then boom, boom, boom. It really is just like if you have at least an hour a day, you can do something. It's like it takes
yeah,
like 5% of time or effort, and it goes a long way because it just adds up. And I think the biggest thing is just like whoever stays in the race the longest is gonna win. Whoever is just like doesn't want to give up or whatever. And then there's no rules to anything. You kind of just see what everybody else is doing, just kind of mimic. And that's what I do a lot. I just see what other people are doing. Like I said, this whole concept was from when I saw what Ink Pope was doing. I was like, that's pretty interesting. I think I could do something like that where I can, because I know a lot of artists. They might not be like the biggest people or like people who are like professionals, quote unquote, but they still are talented artists. Like that piece you're doing, it looks really, really cool, man.
oh thanks man,
And what I'm saying? Like, and even just having these conversations, like I love to like have conversations and learn from people's experiences and what they're doing. And I can implement that into what I'm doing and, build these, like relationships and stuff like that. I think that's like really important, especially in like when you're doing art, which is such like a singular individual task, you
yeah,
know? So when
yeah,
you're able to like meet people and talk to them and engage with them, I think that goes a long way.
yeah, definitely. I feel like the more you like meet people that or meet like artists that you like or like look up to, it's just like, oh, like you're just like a normal person and
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it's attainable. Like even when I was like getting into like tattooing, like at first it literally seemed like magic. Like I was like, how can you like a person do this? Like make like a work of art that's like permanently on someone. But like I don't know, like any art form, it's just like you just gotta do it and like you'll figure it out. It's just like it's just like drawing. It's just like any
Mhm.
or painting or whatever. Like um there's a way to do it and you just gotta figure it out. Um And also,
Yeah,
it's
for
nice like
sure.
getting like the help from like other artists too. Like even doing like this Kickstarter. I mean, like you, for example, like I really appreciate you having me on. And like everyone that's like done uh pinups and stuff like that's been helpful for me, like promoting the book too, and like getting it on other people's like feeds. Uh,
Yeah, that does
and
help a
just
lot.
like asking for advice from people. Like I've asked like a bunch of people, and it's nice. Like I've been surprised by like some people like don't respond, but some people do respond and like give like uh good feedback and advice and stuff, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it is. It is nice when people, yeah, they help you out and they talk and give you advice. Like I was doing that a lot when I was at Heroes Con. Like I was talking to a lot of people who I knew did Kickstarters and just asking them questions about like how they do this and how they do that. What they think about
Yeah,
doing it this way and like
what
how
works
should I
for you?
price my books and yeah, what works and da da da. And
Yeah,
it definitely kind of gives you a good idea of what's going on and all that stuff. I think it does go a long way and it's definitely a lot helpful.
yeah,
But you never know until you do it. And you know what I'm saying? You already did the, you're doing the Kickstarter right now, you're already funded. So it's now it's just like the waiting game. That's pretty much what I was doing. But now like like I was saying earlier, I'm at the tail end, thank God, because I was just like, bro, I just want to get these books and get them to everybody and
yeah. No,
just do something
I
else.
can't.
And
I know. I mean, once it's like done, it's like um, then I feel like I can just work on other stuff now and like not have to like put energy into worrying about it. Um,
yeah.
so I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, it's nice like having an excuse to go on shows and talk about my art and meet new people and just it's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man, like I was like when I was doing the case, I was like, I'm never doing this again. This is too much work. It's too stressful. But now I'm like thinking, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna do another one. Like I just gotta figure out what time I'm gonna do it and like when I'm like when's the best time to do it because a lot of that stuff plays in a role and factors and stuff factors and there's just so many factors that go into making a good Kickstarter. It's just like super stressful. That's why I just want
Yeah.
to get to the point where I can just do a pre-sale thing on my freaking website. Just here's a pre-sale and then just hopefully have enough people that'll pre-order stuff like the whatever book I got going on and not have to worry about doing all this extra shit. Because it
Yeah.
is just like, ugh, it's just too time consuming, too much. Instead for me, just like going to my website, uploading a couple of images, and here you go.
Yeah. I
Eventually,
wish I um like well before I was like working with Apollo City, I was thinking of I don't know, I just wanted like a publisher or someone that could just like have the book on their website so like people can order it and like I don't have to worry about it. Like that's like I just hate like uh actually I don't know. I don't like having to do the business stuff, but it is kind of fun doing stuff like this and like promoting it. Um but yeah,
yeah, it
the
does get
nitty-gritty
daunting
of
a
it.
lot, and it does get overwhelming. Like even
Yeah.
starting this channel, I was just like, I don't know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this without like it like incorporate into like my schedule without getting overwhelmed. And luckily, I was able to find an editor to like because what I
Oh,
want to do is like with these, I want to clip up like the part where we're doing the interview and then throw it on the main page. So it's like two videos, like one just singularly just us talking and then doing this live stream after. So that's gonna
okay,
be
yeah.
like so I was able to find an editor who's working with me to do that. And then I'm gonna do like other like things like I'm gonna look through my sketchbooks and look through like original artwork that I've done and whatever I feel like doing that are like typical like comic book page or artist page YouTube things, but on this channel instead of doing it on my main channel, which is more focused on the essays and stuff. So
Mhm.
I just got to figure out how I'm going to maneuver into those spaces and got to set everything up so I'm not having to put too much effort into this, but still maintain the quality of the videos and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any like video essays like coming up?
Yeah. So the next one I gotta just finish. I'm almost done with the script, like halfway through. Hopefully, I'll have the script finished by the end of the weekend. It's about the history of erotic comics.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing like a deep dive on like censorship and on just like all the erotic comics that came out in America from like Playboy, Penthouse, Hustler, things like that. And then I'm gonna talk about like the like manga and like their whole history of it, and just kind of like just like that, hit on the points of kind of like the more we kind of have like sex in like media, the more it can potentially like make it more sex positive culture. And
Mm.
then just kind of like dive in a little bit on the fact that like here in America we are more accepting of like violence in our media than we are of like sexual content and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
it is
talked about
weird.
that a little bit in an older video, but I'm gonna kind of hit back on that point a little bit more because I think it's kind of interesting. And then yeah, just kind of like that. And I got two creators, like one's a comic book dealer and one's a comic book artist, um, to talk about it. I interviewed them already. And I'm gonna have them in the video, like clip splice up their like, their answers and stuff in the video. So that's really cool that they contributed to that. So now I just gotta finish writing the script. I'm like halfway through. I'm like almost like 3,000 words in. So this is probably gonna make a longer video. It's probably like 30-40 minute long video.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully now. I just need to start making a little bit more money on freaking on my main page, so I can start paying for an editor for that channel,
Yeah.
and not have to worry about that. And if once I get to that point where I have editors, oh, it's over with. Like I can up the ante a
You
little bit
set.
more, so I can just start writing a little bit more, recording a little more, and here you edit it, and we just drop it. But that's
Yeah.
probably hopefully like my goal is for the channel, main channel is to at least have 20K by the end of the year, and then for this channel to be monetized by the end of the year. So if I can get that done, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Oh yeah.
I think that is like I don't know, all the YouTubers that I know, like that have like editors that like do the videos for them. That just seems like the dream. Like you can
Yeah, it
you can
helps
do
a
what
lot
you
because
want.
editing takes a freaking long ass time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. On top
Especially
of
the
all the
longer
other
videos you
videos.
want to
Yeah,
do. Like the longer videos you do, the longer time it takes, and it's just a freaking hassle and a half. And I mean, like I said, I've came to terms with like the length of everything and how much time, and I give myself the respectable time that I need, that I know I'm gonna need. Um,
and then
but
you got like a family on top of that too.
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like I'm a night owl for sure. Like I have to do everything like after like 8 or 9 to depending like the weekdays, probably to like midnight, and then on the weekends I'll stay up to like 1 or 2 in the morning and just do whatever I have to do. But yeah, man. I got one question in the chat. What inspired AWOL? AWOL is just like my love. Like what inspired that was just pretty much like my love for manga and like takusatsu type manga, and also James Herron's Ultra Mega. And I just wanted to do like a mini series of like action packed stuff, something that I feel like was going to sell well at shows. Like before I did AWOL, I did like a horror comic and a slice of life comic, and I was kind of seeing like I did 2 shows earlier this year, and I saw how those books kind of did compared to like something like my Spider-Man bootleg comic. So I was like, I need to do something that's more action packed, just kind of more like a mainstream quote unquote type of comic that will sell well. So that's kind of I think that kind of inspired AWOL. But the more I'm developing the idea, the more I'm kind of moving towards a different direction. But AWOL kind of encompasses like a lot of things. I like what's action and shonen type style stories plus like horror aspects to it. Like the way I wrote it, some of it's kind of like horror-esque to a degree, where there's like the violence and the monsters in every single issue. So yeah.
I think I remember the thing I was listening you on. You said it was like Power Rangers meets Berserk, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
like a good, that's such a good pitch.
Yeah, it's definitely because the way I have like because the first issue is set up where it's just like a self-contained story, but I kind of sprinkle in like you're hit in the middle of like a story arc type deal with the main
Okay.
character, but you don't really know until the end, until you read issue 2, which I was glad that I was when we hit the stretch goal to hit issue 2, because in issue 2 it opens up to the bigger, broader world of like you see why it's called like the Power Rangers. You see like the berserk aspects where it's kind of like there's monster and there's just like this brooding main character with like a troubled kind of past to a degree. And so I'm finishing up issue 3, and that issue is kind of like the background issue where you kind of figure out what happened. Because I feel like I don't know who I heard say this, or maybe this is like a general thing where it's like you don't want to tell the origin story in the first couple issues. You want to like kind of just build the world first before you kind of give up what the character's about or whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah.
So in the third issue and the fourth issue kind of give you like flashbacks and as well as like what's going on in the present day of like continuing on. Like after issue 2, everything's like a continual story. And how I'm writing is I'm gonna do it like in 4-issue arcs. So 1 through 4 is one arc, and then 4 or 5 through 8 or whatever is gonna be a different arc, and kind of just do it like that. And I'll probably do like maybe like 20 issues, maybe depending on how I feel, or hopefully I don't get bored of it, or like I'll move on to something else, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely I kind of had to. I was trying to figure out what the pitch was. That was it, like Berserk meets or like Ultraman meets Berserk, something like that, kind of to a degree. But yeah, it's definitely like a Power Rangers to a degree because, I mean, the later issues you'll get revealed that there's other characters who have the same abilities as the main character. I'll send you the PDFs if you want to check them out.
Oh, definitely, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the stuff that you post on Instagram, and just like the character design, I thought was like really just interesting, really unique.
Oh yeah, I was trying to just draw something that was like seamless and easy for me to kind of just redraw and not have to like do anything complicated. And then
that is helpful. Yeah,
that is helpful. Oh yeah, man. But yeah,
I kept running into that with like living a fantasy, like certain character, like the elf. I gave him I had him like get bitten by this looks incredible, by the way. But yeah, I had him get bitten by the werewolf, so that way I could just draw him because I knew I wanted him as like a main character, but I didn't like his character design. I wanted to like make it more fun to draw, so I made him like a werewolf elf just to spice it up a little more.
Yeah, I got to that point when I was reading, and I was like, "Oh, is he gonna turn into like a full wolf?" And it's like, "I don't know, it's always a little hairier."
Yeah. What? Just
let me show this on the full screen real quick. So yeah, this is my full piece. But yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Nice.
Yeah. Watercolor. I don't know if I should color it or not, but I mean, if I do that, I'm gonna do it digitally. I'm not gonna color it right now. But I was trying to figure out how I was gonna put the dragon in there, but I couldn't figure out the composition to put the dragon there. But I think I got the cool characters in there.
Yeah. No, I love the. I mean, it's very like manga, I don't know, esque, I guess. And I just love like the spider web in the back, and then like the big thief head.
Yeah, I like her character. She's super funny.
Thanks.
Yeah, like I was like when I was reading, I was like, she's just ripping everybody off. Like, what the hell? Yeah. The literal writer who's not a victim, not at all. I'm gonna show your.
Yeah, so I've been meaning to do this since like Monday, I think, because I found like a green piece of paper. So once I'm done with the Kickstarter for Living a Fantasy on Kickstarter, anyone wants to back it, you don't have to, but if you do, that'd be cool. But yeah, after I'm done with that, I've been working on the next Turtle Man. So I did 5 issues like a couple years ago, and I'm going back and I'm doing Absolute Turtle Man. So look out for that on my social media because I'll be posting stuff about it.
All right, let me pull up your what's it called real quick? Your Kickstarter page real quick before we start closing out here. So yeah, everybody go check out RD's Kickstarter. It has a week left. Let's get that up. Let's get them to a couple more backers. I'm going to be back in here after I get off this live stream, but you guys go check it out. Here's a good deal. It's the full collected edition of his comic. It's literally 5 issues done, ready to go. All he needs to do is just get his get to the printer. And that's all you guys are paying for, just helping him get his print run done. How many pages is it?
It's gonna be like 100. I don't know, to be honest. It's gonna be like over 150 with like pinups, supplementary material. It's like 140 something pages just of like the comic. The chapters. But yeah, 150 something with like everything else.
Yeah, see, that's worth it. It's worth the cost, man. It's the whole omnibus plus of a book. And 5 chapters, right?
6 chapters, and it'll have
chapters.
your pinup in there. It's gonna have. I mean, everyone who backs is gonna get a free print too from Carl Bourne's piece. If we hit the next stretch goal, you'll get a copy of Jeremy Heiler's print for free too. So you know, who doesn't love free stuff?
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good luck. Hopefully you get some more backers after this, or whatever you're going on. Hopefully this last week. Usually the last couple of days you get a lot of people. Don't be scared to hard sell. Some people hit some people in the DMs. I did that for sure a couple of times. It's like, I got a Kickstarter, go check it out. So don't be ashamed to do that. But appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna try to have this clip up by Monday, so you still have some time to hopefully we'll double back on this, stuff. So yeah, man, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you again for having me. Thank you to anyone. Thank you to everyone who watched. Yeah, check it out.
All right, I'm with the industry. Sweet.